Chapter 922. The crowd was extremely excited by the rumored purple-haired demonic duo. Furthermore, this was a battle between beast tamers. More and more people were attracted over. My bet with Zhao Feng is the title of Grandmaster Beast Tamer and the position of Beast Tamer in the battle to become Crown Prince. Liang Sang's lips curled as he looked at Zhao Feng. Although it seemed like he was afraid that both sides wouldn't accept the bet, in reality, Liang Sang was just trying to attract more people's attention. The title of Grandmaster Beast Tamer and the position of Crown Prince would definitely cause a lot of discussion. Good, this battle is going to be interesting. Both sides will definitely go all out for such a precious bet. Quick, call them over. Grandmaster Beast Tamer Liang Sang, can we start now? Zhao Feng asked impatiently. This guy was acting like he was going to put on a show. Liang Sang's expression suddenly changed as he opened a spiritual pet bag. A 10-yard-long lizard covered in green scales stomped on the ground. It had a crystal-like horn on its head that flashed with a weird light. The green lizard roared, and the aura of a peak-tier king spread. Some of the spectators with lower cultivations felt their hearts shake, and they almost fell to the ground. All the spectators instinctively retreated. Even with the protection of Providence, they didn't dare to get too close to a battle between peak-tier kings. The green lizard was like a small mountain as it looked down at Zhao Feng with its cruel eyes. This is a rare beast that I tamed in a swamp. It's called the crystal horn lizard, and it's only a peak-tier king, but it has the battle power of an emperor. Liang Sang introduced proudly. The crystal horn lizard was top-tier in both offense and defense. Its only flaw was that it wasn't agile enough. Beast tamers didn't just tame beasts and make them submit. Instead, they made the beasts listen to their commands and fight. They used the intelligence of humans to unleash the battle power of the beasts. What a unique lizard! As expected of a rare beast. Its aura is extraordinary. I heard that lizards are considered the descendants of dragons, and their battle power is definitely one of the top beasts. Zhao Feng glanced at them. These beasts were everywhere in the divine illusion dimension. Zhao Feng waved his left hand. Buzz. A bee the size of a fist, shining with colorful light, flew out. Compared to the crystal horn lizard, the difference in size was like heaven and earth. So beautiful, what kind of demonic beast is this? What a weak aura, an ordinary king. The difference between it and Master Liang Sang's crystal horn lizard is too great. For a moment, no one could tell what kind of pet it was. It was so dainty and beautiful. However, as a demonic beast, the crystal horn lizard's eyes widened and its entire body trembled. He had an instinctive fear towards the 5 poison distinct bees. This is... Liang Sang stared at the little bee and her expression changed. But it was too late. Buzz. The huge body of the crystal horn lizard had become a burden to him. Its movements were slow, and the 5 poison distinct bees quickly caught up to it. Their sharp needles pierced through the lizard and it self-destructed. Boom! When the smoke dissipated, there was a huge hole from the neck to the stomach of the crystal horn lizard. Black blood flowed out. Liang Sang's expression was filled with anger and shock. He immediately called back the crystal horn lizard and applied some medicine to its wound. Luckily, the crystal horn lizard was huge, so the wound wasn't too big. Otherwise, he would have sacrificed a rare beast. However, Liang Sang didn't think that Zhao Feng would have the 5 poison distinct bees, which had a bloodline close to that of the 10,000 ancient races. No wonder Zhao Feng wasn't afraid. With these ancient insects, there was no need for a beast tamer to control them. The 5 poison distinct bees could just use a suicidal attack to obtain victory. This brat definitely has more 5 poison distinct bees. Liang Sang gritted his teeth and revealed a jealous expression. Everyone was shocked. They didn't expect that the seemingly weak bee would be so powerful. The ferocious crystal horn lizard instantly lost the ability to fight. Zhao Feng, let's see how many more 5 poison distinct bees you have. Liang Sang revealed a pained expression as he opened another interspatial bag. A dark green tortoise landed heavily on the martial arts field. The tortoise had a thick shell, rough skin, and a large body. The moment it appeared, a barrier of water appeared and surrounded it. Zhao Feng's expression darkened. This type of beast was the perfect counter to the 5 poison distinct bees. Little thieving cat. Meow. The little thieving cat jumped out of the misty spatial world and immediately shook its head. It was expressing that it was a trump card and couldn't reveal too much. Furthermore, the little thieving cat strongly recommended its little brother, the cloud silkworm's Saint Butterfly. Zhao Feng was speechless. The cat's actions clearly showed that he wasn't a qualified beast tamer. If that's the case, then let's decide the winner. Zhao Feng's expression darkened. Even if the little thieving cat defeated the tortoise, Liang Sang would probably take out more pets to waste time with Zhao Feng. After all, Zhao Feng wasn't a professional beast tamer and didn't have many pets with him. Liang Sang was shocked and had a bad feeling. What did Zhao Feng's words mean? Zhao Feng waved his left hand, and a chubby little silkworm appeared in the air. Boom! The entire martial arts field became silent. The terrifying ancient bloodline aura made the spectators' hearts shake. They immediately retreated dozens of yards with pale white faces and stopped breathing. The dark green tortoise's eyes shook, and its bloodline trembled in fear. It looked at the little silkworm in disbelief. The cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly suddenly opened its eyes and looked at the dark green tortoise. The giant tortoise instantly howled in fear and retracted its head back into its shell. The entire shell continued to tremble and caused the ground to tremble. Liang Sang's beast tamer opened his mouth in a daze. 10,000 ancient races, cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly. Even from afar, he could sense that the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly's aura had reached the level of an emperor. It had reached the emperor level, but it was an original race with a bloodline of the 10,000 ancient races. Its true strength could even affect a sacred lord. All rare beasts that were far away from the ancient times would be suppressed by a realm in front of it. This meant that his peak-tier king beast was only an early-stage king in front of it. Liang Sang wouldn't be able to fight against the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly unless he took out a sacred lord-level beast. Liang Sang put away the giant tortoise and looked at Zhao Feng with jealousy and unwillingness, but there was nothing he could do. No matter what pet Liang Sang took out, he wouldn't be able to win. His pet didn't even dare to look directly at the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly. Why did Zhao Feng have a 5-poison distinct bee? Why did he have one of the original races of the 10,000 ancient races? This was too unfair. However, Liang Sang didn't think that he wouldn't be able to tame an original race of the 10,000 ancient races. I admit defeat. Zhao Feng put away the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly after seeing Liang Sang admit defeat. Some of the spectators were still suppressed by the ancient aura and didn't even see what pet Zhao Feng had taken out. The intense battle didn't happen either. The duel ended with Grandmaster Liang Sang admitting defeat. Liang Sang jumped off the stage and left with the city lord of Sky Pond City. At this moment, Steward Qi immediately walked over with a smile. As expected of young Sir Zhao, your beast taming skills have surpassed the Grandmaster level. Steward Qi felt a bit guilty. He could have prevented the two from fighting when Liang Sang visited. However, he wanted to see Zhao Feng's beast taming skills, so he didn't stop him. Now, he had seen it for himself. How could someone who could tame an original race of the 10,000 ancient races be weak? Great. Wonderful. Suddenly, a clear and bright voice resounded throughout the martial arts practice field. A bulky male wearing a dragon robe walked over. He was surrounded by a thick layer of providence, and next to him was a young man wearing a white silk robe. Your Highness! Your Highness! Some of the spectating Imperials immediately bowed, and the servants and guards knelt down on one knee. The field became calm again. Zhao Feng was shocked. According to the intelligence, the fourth prince's overall strength was ranked first, and his individual strength was also the highest. Zhao Feng, long time no see. Zhuge Yun, who was beside the fourth prince, greeted him softly with a smile. Zhuge Yun? It looked like Zhuge Yun's sky suspension palace was standing behind the fourth prince. Zhuge Yun was Zhuge Shi. In the divine illusion dimension, he had been the strategist of Sky Suspension Palace and was only second to Shenyuan 1. The Great Gan Lord dynasty only had 2 4-star forces, Sky Suspension Palace and the Grand Imperial Hall. The Grand Imperial Hall was the organizer of the battle for Crown Prince, so they didn't participate. I've heard Brother Zhuge and Exen Wuheng talk about you. Now that I've met you, my eyes have widened. The fourth prince's eyes twinkled as he spoke to Zhao Feng. You praise me too much. The fourth prince is also very strong. Zhao Feng's left eye flashed. The fourth prince's cultivation had almost reached the level of a quasi-sacred lord and could break through at any moment. His battle power was probably comparable to a sacred lord. He was indeed many times stronger than the other princes. I happen to have an empty spot for a beast tamer. Is Brother Zhao Feng willing to help me? The fourth prince looked at Zhao Feng with a sincere gaze. Everyone outside was silent, and everyone stopped breathing. Being the strongest prince in the battle for Crown Prince, the spots in his hands were fought over by countless experts. How could he have an empty spot? It was a great honor to be personally recruited by the fourth prince and be bestowed with a spot. Everyone was envious of Zhao Feng. Liang Sang, who had just left, wanted to bang his head against a wall and kill himself. He didn't think that his battle with Zhao Feng would be seen by the fourth prince. He felt that he had put on a show with Zhao Feng and made Zhao Feng be chosen by the fourth prince. Now, the fourth prince had directly invited Zhao Feng. He didn't even dare to dream about this. Butler Qi's breathing quickened next to Zhao Feng. He was also regretful, but he didn't dare to say anything. No one would be able to reject this temptation. The fourth prince's overall strength was ranked first, and he had the highest chance of becoming the crown prince. Once a prince became the crown prince, all the members that supported the prince would be rewarded with land and a large amount of providence. It wouldn't be a problem for them to enter the Grand Imperial Hall in the future. I'm sorry, but I'm already a member of the ninth prince's team. Zhao Feng smiled and rejected. He didn't care about the rewards and providence of the dynasty. As long as the 13th prince didn't become the crown prince, it had nothing to do with him. In addition, Zhao Feng would not do something like betraying his friends. The breathing of everyone present quickened. Zhao Feng actually rejected it. Chapter 923. Everyone present couldn't believe what they were hearing. Zhao Feng had rejected the fourth prince so decisively. He rejected the fourth prince, who had the highest chance of becoming the crown prince, and helped the ninth prince, who was ranked 6th overall. What was he thinking? Even the fourth prince himself was greatly astonished. He had thought that Zhao Feng would hesitate, but he didn't expect Zhao Feng to be so certain. Furthermore, the reason Zhao Feng rejected was very simple. It was admirable, but it wasn't easy to persuade him otherwise. Betrayal was something that everyone hated. Did they want Zhao Feng to be a traitor? Zhuge Yun was slightly regretful. He was looking forward to working with Zhao Feng. If Zhao Feng was willing to join the fourth prince's faction, the fourth prince's overall strength would increase by another level. Furthermore, the golden-haired and golden-eyed Zhao Feng gave him an unfathomable feeling. He couldn't help but think back to the purple-haired demonic duo's power in the divine illusion dimension. Butler Qi's forehead was covered in cold sweat, and he felt lucky that Zhao Feng didn't accept. Otherwise, it would be his fault. Looking at Zhao Feng's calm expression, Butler Qi's opinion of Zhao Feng changed once again. Liang Sang, who was far away, almost fell. That brat rejected it. Liang Sang didn't know what to do and almost went crazy. This was a heaven-sent opportunity. That Zhao Feng must have gone crazy. Liang Sang, let's go back and prepare. Let's see if we can get a spot from the other princes. The city lord of Sky Pool City sighed. They had missed such a good opportunity, and now it all depended on luck. Sure. Zhao Feng, I look forward to meeting you in the imperial tombs. The fourth prince had a serious expression as he released his aura, as if he was challenging an expert of the same level. Zhao Feng put his hands together and smiled, but he didn't say anything. The fourth prince then left the martial arts field with Zhuge Yun. Your Highness, Zhao Feng is a rare talent. Zhuge Yun suggested. I know. The fourth prince had a grim expression. How many Grandmaster Beast Tamers could control a beast tamer from the 10,000 ancient races? If he wasn't wrong, this cloud silkworm immortal butterfly should be the one in 13th Uncle's hand. Rumor had it that 13th Uncle viewed the cloud silkworm immortal butterfly as a treasure and had fallen into a deep slumber, on the verge of death. but now he was alive and well, and his aura was exuberant. From this, it could be seen how capable Zhao Feng was. Furthermore, the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly's support abilities were extremely shocking. There was no lack of ancient and even primordial rare beasts in the imperial tombs. If an outstanding beast tamer could tame it, it would be a powerful force to be reckoned with. Unless the 9th imperial brother gives up the fight for the crown prince position, Zhao Feng will not help me. The 4th prince's eyes were clear. If Zhao Feng were to help him, the 4th prince would have a higher chance of winning. However, Zhao Feng helping the 9th prince posed no threat to him. 13th uncle? The 4th prince looked ahead and saw Duke Nanfeng rushing over. Your Highness, is Zhao Feng in front? The 4th prince nodded his head faintly. He originally wanted to talk to 13th uncle, but seeing how impatient the latter was, he didn't say anything and sent Duke Nanfeng off with his eyes. Duke Nanfeng had become a sacred lord 2 years ago, and his territory had increased once more. It wasn't impossible for him to enter the Grand Imperial Hall in the future. Looks like Duke Nanfeng might be standing behind the 9th prince. The 7th prince should be quite angry. Zhuge Yun gave a faint smile. After Duke Nanfeng returned to the Imperial Palace, he tried to negotiate with the 7th prince many times, but he didn't succeed. From the looks of it, Duke Nanfeng had been waiting for Zhao Feng for a long time. Duke Nanfeng. Zhao Feng had a joyful expression as he arrived at the Imperial Palace. Duke Nanfeng could be said to be the only person he was familiar with. Duke, let's go to His Highness 9th Highness's place. We can talk slowly. Butler Qi immediately came forward and said respectfully. Under Butler Qi's lead, Zhao Feng and Duke Nanfeng arrived at the 9th prince's palace. Duke Nanfeng had a warm gaze as he looked at the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly in his hand. If it wasn't for the fact that they had met Zhao Feng, the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly would still be sleeping and might never wake up, and he wouldn't have become a sacred lord. Congratulations, Duke. You've become a sacred lord. Zhao Feng smiled and clasped his hands. It's all thanks to your 100 origins sacred honey. Oh right, Zhao Feng, what happened to your eye? Duke Nanfeng gave a faint smile and asked with concern. He had a deep impression of Zhao Feng's eye bloodline. It changed. Zhao Feng didn't hide it. Changed. Duke Nanfeng's heart jumped. Zhao Feng's eye bloodline was already very strong, and now that it had changed again, it was probably even more immeasurable. No wonder he couldn't see through Zhao Feng's strength even after becoming a sacred lord. He didn't even dare to look closely at Zhao Feng's golden eye. Duke Nanfeng was very interested in Zhao Feng's left eye, but he didn't ask too much about it. Why are you helping the 9th prince? Duke Nanfeng was slightly puzzled. This was the main reason why he came. He didn't have high hopes for the 9th prince at all, and he was too embarrassed to say that the 9th prince was at a disadvantage. Duke Nanfeng even said that if Zhao Feng was willing, he could help Zhao Feng get a spot from the 13th prince, the 7th prince, and the other princes who had some hope. However, he didn't know that Zhao Feng had even rejected the 4th prince's offer before he arrived. It's just a coincidence. I want to participate in the battle for Crown Prince, and the 9th prince isn't far from me. Zhao Feng thought about it and didn't know how to reply. He didn't dare to say something like killing the 13th prince in the Imperial Palace. Hearing this, Duke Nanfeng almost spat out the tea he was drinking. If it wasn't for the fact that he was familiar with Zhao Feng, he would have thought that Zhao Feng was playing with him. Zhao Feng, you really don't care about anything. This was the only thing Duke Nanfeng could say. If it was someone else, they would definitely try to get more benefits for themselves. After that, Zhao Feng and Duke Nanfeng chatted for a long time. Duke Nanfeng mostly told Zhao Feng about the Imperial Palace, the battle for Crown Prince, and the situation of the princes. No one knew what the little thieving cat and the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly were talking on the side. Duke, I will enter seclusion soon. If there's news from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion or the 10,000 Sacred Clan, tell them to join the 9th Prince's faction. There was still a year left, and Zhao Feng needed to enter seclusion to increase his strength. After all, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion was once a subordinate force of 9 Darkness Palace. Even though it had developed, it still couldn't fight back against a peak 3-star power. Therefore, it was more likely that Bai Qingyue was using the name of the 10,000 sacred clan. However, that didn't guarantee her safety. Duke Nanfeng thought for a while before patting his chest. "Don't worry, I'll be leaving first." After Duke Nanfeng left, Zhao Feng entered seclusion once more. After obtaining some information from Duke Nanfeng, Zhao Feng felt that it wasn't impossible for the 9th prince to become the crown prince. Within the misty spatial world, I can use the 100 Origins sacred honey now. Zhao Feng was slightly impatient. This was his first time using the 100 Origins sacred honey ever since he obtained it. At the same time, Zhao Feng split his divine sense into several parts and started to cultivate other things. The first part cultivated the domain of wind lightning. If it was possible, Zhao Feng planned to condense a little world before the battle for Crown Prince. Almost everyone in the imperial tombs had the battle power of an emperor. Forming a little world was the fastest and most effective way to increase Zhao Feng's battle power. The second part cultivated the fire of wind lightning and merged the god tribulation lightning from his soul into the fire of wind lightning. Right now, Zhao Feng's main goal was to increase the quality of his true yuan, not the quantity. According to the information from Duke Nanfeng, if he tried to increase his cultivation in a hurry, it would be detrimental. The other parts of his divine sense were responsible for guiding the power of god tribulation lightning in the dimension of his left eye, refining his soul, and analyzing the structure of various particles. Zhao Feng cautiously drank a portion of the 100 Origins sacred honey and instantly felt a pure and smooth aura seep into his organs, limbs, bones, and even the depths of his soul within the dimension of his crystal core. Zhao Feng felt as if his entire body had been blessed by the 100 Origins sacred honey, and it became stronger for a short period of time. Maybe it was because of the sacred lightning body, but the effect of the 100 Origins sacred honey immediately spread throughout his body and was slowly absorbed by Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng immediately circulated his sacred lightning body. His body suddenly became taller, and golden blue lights surrounded his body. Exquisite lightning symbols faintly flashed on his body and occasionally released lightning. After circulating the sacred lightning body, the effect of the 100 Origins sacred honey doubled, and it was used to refine his physical body to the greatest extent. Boom, boom. At the same time, Zhao Feng split off another part of his consciousness and circulated the fire of wind lightning to refine his sacred lightning body. 3 days later, Zhao Feng's body shook, and the golden blue light around his body brightened. Lightning crackled, and his aura increased dramatically. Looks like I still underestimated the effects of the 100 Origins sacred honey. A light twinkled in Zhao Feng's eyes. He had only absorbed 60% of the 100 Origins sacred honey's effects. His sacred lightning body had successfully broken through to the limit of the 5th level. He immediately stopped his body from absorbing the effects of the 100 Origins sacred honey. Tiny faint purple lightning symbols faintly appeared on Zhao Feng's body, and a powerful soul intent spread out. Since there's still some left, I'll use it to refine my soul body. Zhao Feng had always ignored the god tribulation lightning soul body, but he didn't know enough about it right now. When his knowledge and cultivation increased in the future, he would definitely be able to discover the other uses of the god tribulation lightning soul body. A few more days passed. Zhao Feng's soul completely absorbed the effects of the 100 Origins sacred honey. His soul was even more condensed than normal, and it was no longer transparent. Faint god tribulation lightning symbols could be faintly seen on the surface of his soul. After the baptism of the 100 Origins sacred honey, Zhao Feng felt that his god tribulation lightning body was different from before. My sacred lightning body has reached the limits of the 5th level. I'll try going to the ancient dream realm. Zhao Feng's heart moved. It had been a long time since he entered the ancient dream realm. After the blue lake disappeared, it was replaced by the mysterious golden ball. Zhao Feng sent his consciousness into the center of the golden ball, and there was a mysterious golden whirlpool. Zhao Feng arrived in the forest. The Yao bird and the giant python were still guarding this place. However, the instant he entered this place, Zhao Feng felt something was wrong. A powerful pressure and a terrifying aura made his bloodline and true yuan tremble. And this was only because Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body had just improved. What's going on? This is a lightning storm? Zhao Feng inspected his surroundings. The sky was dark, lightning flashed and lightning flashed. The invisible aura was extremely oppressive. As the raindrops hit Zhao Feng's body, crackling sounds could be heard. Boom! A huge bolt of lightning struck down ferociously. It was as if a deity had descended into the world, frightening ghosts and gods alike. Just by standing here, Zhao Feng's body and soul were facing an unparalleled pressure. That bolt of ancient heavenly lightning made Zhao Feng's body shake, and his expression was dazed. The sound of thunder kept on echoing in his mind. Even a sacred lord would be turned to dust if they were hit by that bolt of lightning head-on. This is a lightning storm from the ancient era? Zhao Feng was stunned and spoke after a long time. Chapter 9:24. Is this the lightning storm of the ancient era? Zhao Feng was stunned, and he spoke after a long time. The dark clouds in the sky were boundless, as if a primordial dragon was roiling and twisting. Lightning markings were like scales, densely packed together. Occasionally, a bolt of lightning would descend like a bearing of fangs, malevolent and ghastly, suppressing all living beings. Zhao Feng never thought that natural weather could be so powerful. Facing this lightning storm, Zhao Feng was filled with respect. He felt the power of nature and how small he was. The Golden Kuan sacred lightning body that Zhao Feng cultivated used lightning to strengthen his body. However, he didn't dare to absorb the ancient lightning in the ancient dream realm. According to his observations, the ancient lightning just now could even instantly kill a sacred lord. On top of that, Zhao Feng didn't even dare to absorb the remnant aura of the ancient lightning in the air. His sacred lightning body was like a lightning rod to a certain degree. If Zhao Feng stood here and absorbed the aura of the ancient lightning, the next bolt of ancient lightning might be attracted to him. Such a power of thunder and lightning, what a pity! Zhao Feng sighed in his heart. He cultivated a peerless technique that used lightning to strengthen his body, but he didn't dare to attract lightning to his body. However, staying in the ancient dream realm and comprehending the aura of wind, lightning, and rain was very beneficial to Zhao Feng. The primitive lightning, rain, and wind allowed Zhao Feng to slowly come into contact with a deeper level of the laws. Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body could naturally absorb some of the aura of lightning as well. At a certain moment, Zhao Feng used the ability of his left eye to disintegrate a wisp of the ancient lightning. Its complex structure was similar to the lightning on Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body. Zhao Feng felt that the lightning he cultivated was a simplified version of the ancient lightning. Boom! Another bolt of ancient lightning landed not far away from Zhao Feng. The earth violently trembled. Countless ancient trees were destroyed and broken, accompanied by the roars of a few powerful demons. The powerful aura of ancient lightning and countless bolts of lightning struck Zhao Feng's body again and again. Even his sacred lightning body felt numb. I can't circulate my sacred lightning body here to absorb the lightning, but I can take it back with me. Zhao Feng's eyes flickered as he looked at the place where the lightning had struck. His heart trembled. The God Tribulation lightning head in the dimension of his left eye was a vessel for God Tribulation lightning. However, only 20% of the lightning tribulation's power remained, and it would soon be exhausted. Zhao Feng had yet to encounter a powerful lightning carrier. Although the immemorial lightning wasn't as strong as God Tribulation lightning, it was extremely pure and primal. It was also the best lightning to refine the sacred lightning body and soul body. Zhao Feng even speculated that if he were to convert the lightning in his body into ancient lightning, it would be impossible for him to survive. At that time, how strong would his 5-elemental wind lightning technique and Golden Kuan's sacred lightning body be? With a thought, Zhao Feng walked toward the place where the lightning had struck. He met some normal beasts on the way, but they were all easily dealt with. Zhao Feng soon arrived at the place where the lightning had struck. Everything around him was scorched black, and there was a deep crater in the ground. Many trees were still on fire. Some of the lightning started to spread toward Zhao Feng's body when he got closer. Zhao Feng approached a piece of scorched black wood and carefully sensed it. He found that the aura of lightning within it was extremely weak, and it was disappearing. I made a mistake. The trees here aren't good enough to contain the power of ancient lightning. Zhao Feng sighed, but he didn't give up and continued to search. The material of this tree is slightly different. It contains more ancient lightning. Joy appeared on Zhao Feng's face as he looked at the tree in front of him. Although it was scorched black, the inside was still intact, and there were some faint lines of lightning on the surface. Without saying anything else, Zhao Feng directly put this scorched black tree into the misty spatial world. Zhao Feng then found a similar tree as well as a few pieces of wood that contained a lot of lightning energy. After searching a few times, Zhao Feng confirmed that he didn't miss anything. After waiting for a long time, there was no more ancient lightning nearby. After all, the range of this storm was extremely large, and he couldn't see the end. Zhao Feng wouldn't recklessly approach the lightning spots that were too far away. The ancient dream realm was dozens of times more dangerous than the divine illusion dimension. Zhao Feng had explored this forest step by step, and it had taken him a long time to reach it. In the next instant, Zhao Feng returned to the imperial palace and entered the misty spatial world. Let's try the power of ancient lightning. Zhao Feng impatiently circulated his sacred lightning body and lifted up a piece of scorched black wood with his intent. Zhao Feng then formed a tentacle with his fire of wind lightning as a guide to touch the scorched black wood. The two powers of lightning were instantly attracted to each other. A wisp of ancient white lightning was pulled out from the scorched black wood and wrapped around the fire of wind lightning. Wisps of ancient lightning were scattered by the fire of wind lightning and slowly transferred to Zhao Feng's body. Lightning tattoos lit up all over Zhao Feng's body in the state of the sacred lightning body, and they released a bright flash of lightning. Zhao Feng then circulated his cultivation technique and slowly merged the ancient lightning into his sacred lightning body. The ancient lightning didn't clash with the lightning in his body. Zhao Feng also realized that the lightning around his body seemed to be swimming with the ancient lightning. The element of lightning within the sacred lightning body became stronger, so the power of lightning that Zhao Feng could withstand was even greater. This also increased the speed at which his sacred lightning body progressed. On top of that, the defensive and reflective power of the sacred lightning protection would also increase with the power of lightning. After half a day, Zhao Feng completely merged the ancient lightning within the scorched black wood into his sacred lightning body. Let's try merging the power of ancient lightning into my true yuan. Zhao Feng's heart moved. The 5-elemental wind lightning technique focused on wind lightning, and the true yuan dimension of the fire of wind lightning also contained the power of God Tribulation lightning. However, the power of God Tribulation lightning didn't merge with normal lightning. Instead, the two existed together. Just like before, Zhao Feng decided to first guide the ancient lightning into the fire of wind lightning to increase its offensive capabilities. Zhao Feng slowly guided the fire of wind lightning into the crystal core dimension. Different from the sacred lightning body, the ancient lightning that was guided into the true yuan dimension was slowly merged into the fire of wind lightning and disappeared. However, Zhao Feng could feel that the element of lightning within the fire of wind lightning had become stronger. Under the analysis of his left eye, Zhao Feng found that the structure of the particles of lightning in the area of the fire of wind lightning had changed slightly. The number of particles had increased slightly. From the looks of it, it's possible to turn the power of lightning within the true yuan into the power of ancient lightning. Zhao Feng's heart thumped. If he could use the ancient lightning, if he could use the peak 5th level of the sacred lightning body, he would be able to fight back against the projection of a sacred lord's little world. However, Zhao Feng could only find a vessel for the ancient lightning. There wasn't enough of it. Therefore, he could only transform the power of lightning within the fire of wind lightning. Furthermore, the trees themselves weren't great vessels, and the power of ancient lightning was slowly fading away. I need to hurry. The longer I take, the faster the power of ancient lightning will disappear. Zhao Feng's expression became slightly impatient. Furthermore, he couldn't guarantee that he would be able to find another vessel for ancient lightning in the ancient dream realm. Several days later, Zhao Feng guided all the power of ancient lightning within the trunk into the true yuan dimension of the fire of wind lightning. At this moment, Zhao Feng's fire of wind lightning contained an ancient and primal aura, and the power of lightning was even pure. At the same time, the power of ancient lightning was able to refine Zhao Feng's fire of wind lightning. The early stages of the fire of wind lightning had been completely consolidated. As the fire of wind lightning surged, the aura within the misty spatial world started to become chaotic and unstable. At the same time, Zhao Feng could merge the fire of wind lightning with the blood devil sun bloodline to form the scarlet lightning blood flame, which had both explosive power and explosive power. If he added the power of God Tribulation lightning to it, the power would be enough to injure sacred lords. Zhao Feng was overjoyed and impatient to test its power. He still remembered that when he fought against the 9 Darkness Demonic Lord, his scarlet lightning blood flame True Yuan was pushed away by the 9 Darkness Demonic Lord's powerful mystic light sacred power before it could even reach him. However, it was different now. The domain of wind lightning has been formed. Zhao Feng sensed that something was wrong and moved his intent. Although he had been comprehending the power of ancient lightning recently, he still used the 10,000 divine thoughts technique to form the domain of wind lightning. Can I merge the power of ancient lightning into the domain of wind lightning to increase its power? Zhao Feng suddenly thought about this question. He didn't have enough ancient lightning in his possession, so he had to choose carefully. Zhao Feng suddenly started to think about this problem. He didn't have enough ancient lightning in his hands, so he had to choose carefully. This thought was soon rejected by him. He had originally planned to form the domain of wind lightning. He would choose one of the domain of wind lightning or the domain of illusion to form a little world. If that was the case, it would be better to merge the power of ancient lightning into the little world of wind lightning after it was formed. I'll put it aside for now and think about whether I should choose the domain of wind lightning or the domain of illusion. Zhao Feng had a lot of information about little worlds in his memories. Little worlds were built on a source of power, and they could turn illusory mental energy into a physical substance. Furthermore, he had fought countless emperors so far, so he wasn't unfamiliar with the power of little worlds. Amongst them, Nan Gongxing's evil god little world and the 9 Darkness Demonic Lord's sacred lord-level little world gave him the deepest impression. He craved the power of a little world. However, he couldn't be careless. He had to think carefully. There had to be a better choice between the two. The new ability of my left eye doesn't belong to the mental energy dimension. I've been comprehending wind lightning a lot lately, and I even have the ancient lightning in my possession. As he was thinking, Zhao Feng's expression suddenly changed to one of shock. He suddenly remembered that this might be the best time to form the little world of wind lightning. The ancient dream realm's lightning storm. He didn't dare to circulate his sacred lightning body in the ancient dream realm to absorb the ancient lightning. However, what if he could replicate the lightning storm in the ancient dream realm and form a little world of wind lightning? He could create a miniature little world similar to a lightning storm. There's still a certain amount of danger. Zhao Feng's eyes were calm. The ancient lightning wasn't a joke. However, the danger was very low. Furthermore, Zhao Feng could store images of the ancient dream realm into the dimension of his left eye for future use. Let's try it out. Zhao Feng had a solemn expression as his consciousness entered the dimension of his left eye. In the next instant, Zhao Feng appeared in the ancient dream realm. The sky was dark, and the lightning storm was still raging. Chapter 925. The ability of his left eye could recreate the scene it saw. It seemed illusory, but even its owner, Zhao Feng, felt it to be extremely real. Furthermore, this ability seemed to have improved after his left eye's mutation. Zhao Feng entered the ancient dream realm, and the feeling he had in the ancient dream realm was awakened. It wasn't much different from entering the real ancient dream realm. The sky was still filled with storms and lightning. Zhao Feng sat down and released his wind lightning spatial domain, which stacked on top of the scenery. Time slowly passed. Using the ability of his left eye, Zhao Feng kept on changing his wind lightning domain so that it was the same as the storm and lightning. Any changes that happened in the ancient dream realm would be the same in Zhao Feng's domain. It's very likely to work this way. As Zhao Feng imitated it, he had already calculated what would happen next. This was a little world of wind lightning that used the crystal core dimension as its source of power. If that was the case, Then he would go to the real ancient dream realm and give it a try. If there was any danger, he could just come back immediately. Zhao Feng then retracted his wind lightning domain and sunk his consciousness into the golden ball. In the next instant, Zhao Feng entered the ancient dream realm. The weather. Zhao Feng's expression paused for a moment, and he felt that it was a pity. The weather in the ancient dream realm returned to normal. There was no storm or lightning. He had only focused on cultivating and forgot about time. The normal thunderstorm weather might last for a long time. He could only wait patiently for the next chance. Luckily, he had obtained some of the images and even used his golden eye to analyze the changes in the particles. Furthermore, Zhao Feng still had the remaining ancient lightning carriers. Why don't I create a little world in the ancient dream realm? Zhao Feng thought for a while. The place he was in was relatively safe, and he had the protection of the giant python and the Yao bird. Creating a little world in the misty spatial world would have a certain effect on the misty spatial world itself. The storm and wind were just a phenomenon that was built on the real world. Zhao Feng could first use the ancient dream realm as a reference and create the basic structure of the ancient dream realm, then merge the wind lightning domain into it. This method of creating a small world might be easier. After making up his mind, Zhao Feng sat down cross-legged. After recultivating, Zhao Feng had integrated a large amount of primordial aura into his body and consumed many dreamland fruits. Zhao Feng could stay in the ancient dream realm for a long time. Moreover, a small world was not something that could be casually created. It required a lot of effort and time. Zhao Feng's left eye was of great help in creating a small world. He had decided to fight a protracted war. In addition, Zhao Feng once thought he could decompose a complete substance into countless particles. If he was given countless particles, would he be able to restore them to their original state? This was equivalent to destroying something. It was very simple, but it was very complicated to restore it to its original state. If he could do this, Zhao Feng would probably be able to shape the real world. Of course, this was just a thought. There was no way for him to do anything about it. Zhao Feng was immersed in the creation and comprehension of the little world. In another part of the continent, 4 figures stood in front of a towering mountain. These 4 figures radiated a magnificent power of the demonic Tao that covered the sky. One of them was a bewitching demoness. Her aura suppressed the 3 peak martial emperors next to her as she stood in the middle of a purple-black flame. The magnificent power of heaven and earth caused the sky to be engulfed in purple-black flames. Reporting to Sacred Lord Dark Lotus, Nan Gongxing is inside. An emperor bowed next to the peerless charming demoness and said respectfully, Nan Gongxing's strength wasn't something that emperors could stop. Without a sacred lord, 9 Darkness Palace had already lost 4 unrivaled emperors. Nan Gongxing seemed to be able to predict danger. Every time a sacred lord came, he would leave early. Furthermore, he specialized in spatial domains, so normal emperors wouldn't be able to stop him. However, this time, he seemed to be in seclusion. A junior with the power of the evil god dares to challenge the dignity of 9 Darkness Palace? You really don't know your place. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus sat within the purple-black flames as her magnificent power locked down the entire mountain. Nan Gongxing, you won't be able to escape this time. A one-armed martial monarch yelled with a fierce gaze. His arm was the one that was cut off by Nan Gongxing last time, and the wicked power around the wound made it impossible to heal. Only a sacred lord of the Tao of medicine could heal it. Boom! Right as the members of 9 Darkness Palace were about to charge into the mountain, the entire mountain suddenly exploded as a purple and blood-colored wicked light shot into the sky. The purple and blood-colored patterns on it were faintly discernible. The terrifying wicked power made even Sacred Lord Dark Lotus, who was sitting within the purple-black flames, feel pressured. The hearts of the 3 emperors shook, and they uncontrollably retreated several steps. Who, a bewitching youth with purple and blood-colored hair and purple and blood-colored patterns flashed as he landed in front of Sacred Lord Dark Lotus and company. The wicked purple and red light made the 3 emperors feel a suffocating pressure, and the true yuan within their bodies trembled uncontrollably. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus snickered coldly. She used her magnificent power to block part of the aura for her subordinates while closely inspecting Nan Gongxing. Half-step Sacred Lord. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus was stunned. Nan Gongxing's cultivation speed was so fast while being chased by 9 Darkness Palace. From the looks of it, your mind has been completely twisted by the power of the evil god. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus had a confident expression. Nan Gongxing had definitely lost himself and was controlled by the power of the evil god, which was why he was able to progress so quickly. Hee hee. Nan Gongxing's wicked and cold face looked at Sacred Lord Dark Lotus and laughed coldly. The power of the evil god isn't something you can control. The purple and black demonic flames around Sacred Lord Dark Lotus rose, and her aura was completely released. She was like a giant flaming purple lotus that charged toward Nan Gongxing. At the same time, the 3 emperors retreated. How would they dare to participate in a battle between Sacred Lords when Sacred Lord Dark Lotus took action? The 3 each guarded one side to prevent Nan Gongxing from escaping. Nan Gongxing smiled as silver and purple light radiated from his body, and a giant purple and blood-colored pattern appeared behind him. The blood-colored pattern on his skin instantly flashed with a wicked light. A layer of silver and purple light wrapped around him, and he roared like a demon as he charged towards Sacred Lord Dark Lotus. Boom! Nan Gongxing clashed with Sacred Lord Dark Lotus, and the layers of silver and purple light moved the Sacred Lord's mystic light sacred power away. Nan Gongxing was covered in silver and purple light, and he roared like the head of a demon as he charged into the laws of a Sacred Lord and tore apart all power. What? Demonic Lord Dark Lotus' expression changed slightly. Although Nan Gongxing was a half-step Sacred Lord, the power he used was similar to her mystic light sacred power. In fact, it was even stronger than her mystic light sacred power. Dark Demonic Lotus. A purple and black lotus flew out from Sacred Lord Dark Lotus' hand. The disturbance of demonic Tao's sacred power on it caused space to twist as it flew toward Nan Gongxing. Haha. Nan Gongxing advanced instead of retreating. He laughed coldly as the silver and purple light around him increased in size. Evil Demonic Claw. Nan Gongxing extended his right arm, and the blood-red pattern on it started to quickly climb up his arm. Countless blood-red leaves and branches formed an invisible demonic claw that ripped forward. Boom, boom, boom. The 2 demonic powers clashed, and a chaotic aura exploded. At the center of the explosion, black and red air currents twisted and turned. The forbidden power destroyed everything. Nan Gongxing was pushed back 100 yards, and he revealed a cold and wicked smile as he bathed in purple blood. He was like an ancient demon. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus was also pushed back several dozen yards. Blood leaked out of her mouth as she looked at Nan Gongxing in disbelief. Umph! Demonic Lord Dark Lotus snickered as black demonic flames burned in her eyes. Wicked scoundrel, you're courting death. Boundless demonic flames ignited once more, and everything within 1,000 miles became engulfed in flames. Below, countless black lotuses burned as if they could devour everything. Little world projection. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus is using the power of his little world? The 3 emperors felt as if they were in a cold area, and limitless pressure made them unable to move. It was as if they were suffocating, and this was under the situation where the Dark Lotus Demonic Lord's little world projection wasn't targeting them. The power of the Dark Lotus Demonic Lord's little world projection started to spread. Nan Gongxing's power was suppressed by the limitless laws of the world. I won't play with you guys today. A wicked smile formed on Nan Gongxing's face. A large purple and blood-colored light spread from his back and entered the air. It clashed with Sacred Lord Dark Lotus's little world projection and took over half of the territory. Sacred Lord Dark Lotus' expression froze. Nan Gongxing was also using the power of his little world projection, which meant that the power of his little world had reached the level of a Sacred Lord and was unable to exist in reality. The power of his little world projection wasn't any weaker than Sacred Lord Dark Lotus. It even gave off a terrifying aura that surpassed that of a Sacred Lord. Nan Gongxing used the power of his little world projection, and his figure turned into a silver and purple blur that disappeared. Nan Gongxing's spatial talent was like a fish in water in his little world. Even sacred lords could only stare at him if they didn't break through his little world projection. With a flash of silver and purple light, Nan Gongxing appeared behind the one-armed emperor and thrust his palm toward the latter's head. A wicked soul power instantly devoured the latter's soul. Nan Gongxing, Sacred Lord Dark Lotus roared in anger. However, Nan Gongxing hid within the little world projection and disappeared. The remaining two emperors were dazed, and their bodies were covered in cold sweat as their souls trembled. Nan Gongxing was able to fight against Sacred Lord Dark Lotus head-on and escape safely. Before he left, he even killed the other demonic Tao Emperor. His strength had grown to such a level? Nan Gongxing stopped after flying for 10,000 miles. The voice of the evil god mental thought body sounded from within his body. How is it? Even sacred lords can't do anything to you. You've already surpassed Zhao Feng. In the memories of that emperor, Zhao Feng has already killed the Nine Darkness demonic lord of Nine Darkness Palace. Nan Gongxing snickered coldly as his expression became grim. How is this possible? The evil god mental thought body was surprised. Looks like I can't slack off. I need to merge and control this power as soon as possible. Nan Gongxing's silver and purple eyes were filled with determination. Chapter 926. Within the ancient dream realm, with Zhao Feng's crystal core dimension as the foundation, the blurry image of a little world started to appear and overlap with the air. In the silhouette, the scenery around him was faintly discernible. At the same time, the aura of the ancient dream realm started to merge into it. From the looks of it, it seemed like something from the ancient dream realm. A golden light flashed from Zhao Feng's left eye, and a faint golden ripple spread out and passed through everything. The image of the little world is still mental energy, but the physical power within the crystal core dimension is already tightly connected to it. Zhao Feng's left eye could see through everything. At the same time, Zhao Feng also understood why the items within the little world were different from the real world. The items within the little world were created from the source of power. Normally, the source of power or the power within the crystal core dimension had a single element. As a result, the properties of the material it was made up of were similarly monotonous, merely superficial. For example, Duanmu Qing was a sacred lord of the wood element. His little world was obviously made up of the element of wood, and there was almost no element of fire. My crystal core dimension is different from others. This means that my little world should be more realistic and stable. Zhao Feng's mind was clear. Right now, Zhao Feng's crystal core dimension contained the elements of wind, lightning, water, wood, and fire. Zhao Feng even thought about what would happen when he reached the late stages of the five elements. Would his small world evolve into a real space? At the moment, all of this was too far away. He had only cultivated the five elemental wind lightning technique to the early stages of the 8th level, and he was still very far away from reaching the peak of the five elements. Right now, he should first form the little world of wind lightning, and when he had time in the future, he would strengthen it. It's time to merge the domain of wind lightning together. The illusion of wind lightning appeared in the air around Zhao Feng, and the sound of thunder boomed. Boom. Zhao Feng controlled the domain of wind lightning to change its shape and direction. Under the precise control of his left eye, the domain of wind lightning and the image of the little world merged together perfectly. Next is to consolidate them. Zhao Feng knew the steps like the back of his hand. He merged the crystal core space, the domain of wind and thunder, and the embryonic form of his small world. This required gradual and persistent guidance. There was less than half a year left until the selection of the Crown Prince. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion was still on its way from the distant ocean on the edge of the continent. Pavilion Master Bai, aren't we a little late? Old Monster Su chuckled. Now that the Ocean Smoke Pavilion had teamed up with the 10,000 Sacred Clan and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight's underground assassination organization, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion and the 10,000 Sacred Clan had joined forces. Even ordinary 3-star sects would not dare to provoke them. The coastal region was basically under the Ocean Smoke Pavilion's control. Earth Spirit Hall didn't do anything either. After that, The Ocean Smoke Pavilion's intelligence network expanded to the edge of the continent. It was developing too quickly, and no one could keep up. I believe that Master has already paved the way for us here. Bai Qingyue's eyes were gentle and filled with nostalgia. Since Master left with Sacred Lord Duanmu, he must have joined the Duanmu family and joined the 13th Prince's faction. Supreme Lord Dark Knight speculated. The marriage between Zhao Yufei and the 13th Prince had been going on for a long time. Even though they were at the edge of the ocean, they still knew about it. Furthermore, the faction behind the 13th Prince was expanding even faster than the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. I believe in Master's eyes, Bai Qingyue said. Supreme Lord Dark Knight had an awkward expression. He knew that Bai Qingyue was too attached to Zhao Feng, and with the influence of the Dark Heart Seal, she was willing to be captured by Zhao Feng. Supreme Lord Dark Knight was different. He still hoped to escape Zhao Feng's control after 100 years, but he would still stay in the assassination organization and help Zhao Feng. Although the 13th Prince is young, he is loved by the Sacred Emperor and Sacred Empress. Adding on the fact that he has such a large force behind him, there's a high chance that he will be able to defeat the 4th Prince, who is the strongest. Old Monster Su guessed. If his master entered the imperial tombs and helped the 13th Prince, their chances of winning would be even higher. We're now in the Gan province. We're only one city away from the great Gan Imperials. Bai Qingyue was overjoyed. She would be able to reunite with her master soon. Apart from the three of them, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion also had Zhang Jie, the black-robed emperor from the 10,000 Sacred Clan, and several other kings. A cold laugh suddenly sounded from the distance. It passed through the physical and soul dimensions, causing everyone's hearts to shake, and they immediately stopped. You still want to go to the Great Gan Imperials? I've been waiting here for a long time. A black-robed figure enveloped in a black aura, like a black star, charged over. The demonic Tao pressure that covered the sky caused everything within 1,000 miles to become dark and suffocating. The Void God Realm kings nearby spat out mouthfuls of blood and immediately went around as if they were hit by a mountain. The figure covered in black light was like a demonic sovereign that had descended and looked down on those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. Who are you? Why are you blocking our way? Old Monster Su's expression became grim, and he immediately stepped forward. The hostility in the other party's words and aura was extremely obvious. Supreme Lord Dark Knight's figure flashed forward and blocked the Sacred Lord's aura for the members behind him. Otherwise, all the kings, including Zhang Jie, would be suppressed to death by this Sacred Lord's aura. Bai Qingyue was stunned. 9 Darkness Palace's Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss. Haha, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion betrayed 9 Darkness Palace. Do I not have the right to punish them? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss laughed savagely and arrogantly as he was covered in black light. 9 Darkness Palace. Everyone's heart dropped. 9 Darkness Palace was a peak 3-star power and one of the strongest demonic Tao forces in the Great Gan Lord dynasty. It was a monster to them. Even the current Ocean Smoke Pavilion couldn't be compared to it. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was an old Sacred Lord of 9 Darkness Palace, and his strength was immeasurable. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion doesn't belong to 9 Darkness Palace. Bai Qingyue revealed a decisive look. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion was now a 3-star power, and its foundation was even more stable than a normal 3-star power. It had a lot more room to grow. Furthermore, they had 2 Sacred Lords with them, so they had the ability to fight back. As long as they entered the city where the Imperial Palace was, they believed that Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss wouldn't dare to do anything. Bai Qingyue believed that the prince that her master supported would definitely become the crown prince. At that time, 9 Darkness Palace would have to think twice before doing anything to the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. If I say so, then so be it. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss snickered coldly as he looked forward with a cold gaze, and a limitless pressure suddenly increased. A measly emperor dared to talk back to him? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was displeased by Qingyue's words. All of you retreat. Old Monster Su had a solemn expression. This Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was stronger than he had imagined. Any shockwave from a battle between Sacred Lords could instantly kill normal kings. Even Bai Qingyue, who was a peak emperor, could only retreat. A bunch of ants. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss revealed a mocking smile as he looked at the actions of those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. Two beginning stage Sacred Lords want to stop me? The black light around Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss suddenly extended and waved in the air like two black tentacles. A chaotic demonic Tao aura swept toward Supreme Emperor Dark Knight and Old Monster Su, causing their hearts to shake. Right as the two sides were about to attack, whoosh! A boundlessly majestic aura came from the distance, and it contained a massive amount of dragon-patterned light. Wherever it passed, countless creatures instinctively prostrated themselves. Stop! The voice of a powerful male sounded. Duke Nanfeng, what's the meaning of this? Why are you interfering with my business? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss expression became solemn as he looked at Duke Nanfeng, who was rushing over. Duke Nanfeng. The expressions of those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion turned to joy. Zhao Feng and Duke Nanfeng were very close, so they believed that Duke Nanfeng wouldn't just sit there and do nothing. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight and Old Monster Su let out a breath. The aura that Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss released just now was too terrifying. Only with the addition of Duke Nanfeng did they have some confidence. Luckily, Duke Nanfeng's gaze landed on those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, and he let out a breath after seeing that no one was injured. Luckily, he had arranged for people to come over as soon as the Ocean Smoke Pavilion arrived in the Gan province. He had promised Zhao Feng that he wouldn't be able to explain himself if he messed up. At the same time, he didn't expect Nine Darkness Palace to send Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss here. Zhao Feng is now the Grand Elder of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, and Zhao Feng is my friend. How can I just sit back and do nothing? Duke Nanfeng wasn't scared at all when facing Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's questioning. An invisible power of providence rose from his body, and draconic light flashed in the air around him. After Duke Nanfeng became a Sacred Lord, his territory expanded, and he obtained even more power of providence. Adding on his initial stage Mystic Light Realm cultivation, his true strength had reached the early stages of the Mystic Light Realm. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's eyebrows furrowed. In terms of logic, Duke Nanfeng's actions weren't wrong. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion was once a force of Nine Darkness Palace, and Zhao Feng's forceful actions angered the upper echelon of Nine Darkness Palace. If it wasn't for the fact that he was hiding in the Imperial Palace, no one would have been able to protect him. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss started to reason with Duke Nanfeng, but his demonic aura didn't decrease. In reality, there was another reason why he killed Zhao Feng and the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. The Nine Darkness Demonic Lord and the 4 emperors that were sent out the second time had all been killed by Zhao Feng. If Nine Darkness Palace let Zhao Feng go just like that, they would lose all their face in the future. Nine Darkness Palace stood behind the 13th Prince's faction but attacked the 9th Prince's faction. The 13th Prince should know about this, right? Duke Nanfeng said. He wanted to use the rules of the battle to become Crown Prince to restrict Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss. The battle to become Crown Prince didn't allow anyone to do anything that would harm a prince's overall strength. Those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion were stunned. Didn't Zhao Feng leave with an elder of the Duanmu family? Why would he join the 9th Prince's faction? Furthermore, the 9th Prince was one of the weakest princes in the battle to become Crown Prince. His chances of becoming the Crown Prince were slim. Zhao Feng is just helping the 9th Prince. The Ocean Smoke Pavilion doesn't have the 9th Prince's permission to join the 9th Prince's faction, right? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss suddenly laughed. He had already thought this through before he came out. Duke Nanfeng's expression froze. This was indeed the case. Any force that wanted to join a prince's faction had to get permission from the prince himself. However, how could a prince reject a force that wanted to join? Therefore, this point was neglected by many. Duke Nanfeng, I advise you to stay out of this. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss snickered coldly and immediately took action. Even if Duke Nanfeng tried to stop him, he was still going to kill everyone from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. A demonic light radiated from Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's body, and countless tentacles shot into the sky. The aura of a demonic Tao Sacred Lord was released. The air nearby started to twist, and the suppressive aura made the hearts of all the sacred lords present go cold. Late stages of the mystic light realm. Duke Nanfeng choked on his words. Chapter 927. The late stages of the mystic light realm. Duke Nanfeng choked on his words. He didn't expect Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss to have broken through to the late stages of the mystic light realm when he came out of seclusion. This meant that even if he teamed up with the two Sacred Lords from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, they still wouldn't be Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's match. Old Monster Su and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight, who were facing off against Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss, felt a surge of power surge toward them. Their sacred bodies started to flip, and their mystic light sacred power was suppressed, making it hard for them to even breathe. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was like a supreme sacred spirit that couldn't be fought against. The late stages of the mystic light realm. Old Monster Su's face was filled with shock. He and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight had only become mystic light realm sacred lords in the past few years, and there was still a gap between them and normal early-stage mystic light realm sacred lords. Moreover, Supreme Emperor Dark Knight was an assassin of the Shadow Kill Dao. In a head-on battle, many of his techniques would be restricted. However, in front of a late-stage mystic light realm sacred lord, even if they did their best, it was useless. In terms of cultivation, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss definitely suppressed them. Those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion that had retreated 1,000 miles felt that something was wrong. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's aura had reached an unimaginable level, and they felt their hearts jump just by standing there. Duke Nanfeng also felt helpless. Countless tentacles spread out from Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's body and charged toward Supreme Emperor Dark Knight and Old Monster Su from all directions. They were like hungry demonic beasts that had seen their prey. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight turned into a black stream of light and suddenly split into two. One of them dodged the attack of the demonic light tentacles while the other disappeared into the void. Old Monster Su circulated his mystic light sacred power and retreated. However, the demonic tentacles seemed to extend endlessly. As soon as they missed, they immediately changed direction and continued to attack. Their speed didn't decrease in the slightest as they wrapped around the two of them, as if they wouldn't stop until one of them was dead. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss stood where he was and coldly looked at everything as if he was the god of heaven and earth. Firmament Demon Suppression Seal. Seeing that the demonic tentacles were about to catch up, Old Monster Su circulated his holy energy and threw out a white holy handprint. The holy aura seemed to have the power to suppress demons. Boom! Old Monster Su's holy hand seal collided with several of the demonic tentacles. Pung! Old Monster Su's secret technique was instantly shattered by the powerful mystic light sacred power. The devilish tentacles pierced through the holy light handprint before continuing onward in a frenzy. At the same time, Supreme Emperor Dark Knight suddenly appeared behind Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss and stabbed the rippling dark shadow sword towards Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's back. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss snickered coldly. He was still standing calmly in the face of Supreme Emperor Dark Knight's sneak attack. The space behind Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss twisted as demonic Dao sacred power surged, and a demonic tentacle shot out toward Supreme Emperor Dark Knight with a dominating aura. Shio! The moment Supreme Emperor Dark Knight's assassination technique clashed with the demonic tentacles, a black stream of light flew out of his body and disappeared. Swoosh! Supreme Monarch Dark Knight's clone collided with the demonic light tentacles, and both of them shattered. Supreme Monarch Dark Knight sacrificed one of his clones to attack, but he was only able to destroy one of the demonic tentacles. He was unable to get close at all. After fighting for a while, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss didn't move at all, but he managed to force the two Sacred Lords into desperation. Duke Nanfeng stood on the side and was stunned as he witnessed all of this. I can't just watch like this. The draconic light around Duke Nanfeng's body suddenly rose, and the power to break through his limits was released. Just as Duke Nanfeng was about to take action, Jiang, an immortal sword intent that seemed to be able to slash through the sky, shot over. A broken ancient azure sword slashed down like a blazing azure rainbow, dragging a dazzling, translucent azure sword light behind it. The demonic tentacle that was about to pierce through Old Monster Sue was instantly sliced apart by the sharp green sword light. The tattered green sword spun once and stood in the air, radiating a limitless aura of sword Tao that shook the sky. Behind the broken sword, a dazzling and translucent white sword light appeared, which vaguely outlined the figure of an old man with a long beard. He exuded an immortal soul sword will that could destroy heaven and earth, and repelled all the demonic tentacles that were about to attack him. So close! Old Monster Sue's heart jumped, and he stared at the tattered green sword in front of him in shock. He didn't know what was going on. That's an ancient god weapon. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was stunned. It was able to easily slice through his demonic tentacles, the immortal sword intent radiating from the sword, and the intent of the soul sword contained within the white light behind the tattered sword. This was the tattered ancient god sword of Sky Sword Pavilion. It was the only ancient god weapon that had appeared in the Divine Illusion dimension. Furthermore, Little Sword Saint Guyu of Sky Sword Pavilion had received the recognition of the ancient god weapon and merged with it, becoming the weapon spirit of the tattered ancient god sword. Because of this, there were rumors that Sky Sword Pavilion could return to its peak 4-star glory. Why is the ancient god weapon here? Duke Nanfeng was puzzled. The power of an ancient god weapon was indeed shocking. Senior Sword Saint. A female in black slowly flew over from the distance. It was one of the prodigies of the younger generation of Sky Sword Pavilion, Mo Dongyao. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss had an ugly expression. Why would Sky Sword Pavilion interfere in this matter? Furthermore, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss could faintly feel a shocking sword intent appear not far away. This made the 9 Darkness Demonic Lord stop. At this moment, a voice sounded from the Little Sword Saint behind the tattered ancient god sword. Sacred Lord, I owe Zhao Feng a favor. I can't just stand by and watch. Hearing that, Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was about to spit fire. It was all because of Zhao Feng again. What did Zhao Feng do in the Divine Illusion dimension for Little Sword Saint Guyu to owe him a favor? How much power can an ancient god weapon's weapon spirit unleash? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss said coldly. He completely ignored Mo Dongyao since her cultivation was too low. His main focus was on the hidden sword intent. Sky Sword Pavilion wouldn't allow their geniuses and ancient god weapons to appear in the outside world. There would definitely be peerless experts of the Tao of the sword protecting them. However, thinking about it, this seemed to be what the Little Sword Saint from the tattered ancient god sword wanted. This meant that as long as he didn't harm Mo Dongyao or try to steal the ancient god weapon, the Sacred Lord of Sky Sword Pavilion wouldn't do anything. That makes things much easier. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss revealed a wicked smile as he looked at Old Monster Sue and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight with killing intent. Even if there was an ancient god weapon blocking him, he wasn't scared. He had to kill everyone from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. However, suddenly, the tattered ancient god sword spun and landed in Duke Nanfeng's hand. Duke Nanfeng paused for a moment before understanding what the Little Sword Saint meant. Boom. Duke Nanfeng, who was surrounded by draconic light and holding the ancient god weapon, instantly released a powerful sword light that shot into the sky and pierced through everything. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss' magnificent power instantly crumbled under the immortal sword intent. The figure of the white-bearded man behind Duke Nanfeng released the intent of the soul sword. The two merged into one, and heaven and earth changed colors as if he was a peerless sword saint. What? Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss was stunned. This was possible? With the addition of Draconic Providence, Duke Nanfeng already had the battle power of an early-stage mystic light realm. If he used the ancient god weapon, his battle power would definitely surpass the late-stage mystic light realm. It was enough to pose a lethal threat to him. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight and Old Monster Sue were filled with excitement. The current Duke Nanfeng released a peerless aura that shook heaven and earth. As expected of an ancient god weapon. Old Monster Sue sighed. Sacred Lord, I'm just returning a favor to Zhao Feng. I'm not willing to be your enemy. The Little Sword Saint's ancient and dignified voice rang out in the soul dimension. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss, The battle to become crown prince is about to begin, and all the forces of the great Gon Lord dynasty will be swept into it. No one knows what will happen next. Duke Nanfeng's aura filled the air as he spoke. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss looked at Duke Nanfeng and understood what he meant. In order to deal with the purple-haired demonic duo, 9 Darkness Palace had lost a large number of mid-tier battle power, and even a Sacred Lord had died. If he was injured because of a Void God Realm Jr., it wouldn't look good, and it might even affect the future development of 9 Darkness Palace. Now that the peak 3-star Sky Sword Pavilion had obtained the power of an ancient god weapon, the situation was unpredictable. Fine, I'll let you go today out of respect for Duke Nanfeng and Sky Sword Pavilion. Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss's bright voice spread, and he found a way out for himself. The demonic tentacles in the air all retracted and turned into black light that enveloped Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss and left. The powerful pressure of a demonic Dao Sacred Lord started to fade. Thank you, Sky Sword Pavilion, for helping us. Those from the Ocean Smoke Pavilion all expressed their thanks. I've already returned the favor to Zhao Feng. If there's nothing else, I'll be leaving now. The tattered ancient god sword left a streak of green light as it landed in Nemo Dongyao's hand and left. At this moment in time, within the ancient dream realm, the weather was bright and sunny, but there was a forest covered in lightning and storms. The basic structure of the little world has been completed. Zhao Feng sat in the center of the little world. Dark clouds covered the sky, and the howling of wind and lightning didn't affect him at all. The true yuan within the crystal core dimension slowly flowed towards every part of the little world, just like how one's heart and blood flowed towards their limbs. He could feel that he was the ruler of this little world and controlled everything. He even had a slight bit of control over the laws of the ancient dream realm. Using a little world was to make it overlap with the real world and control the laws of the real world to a certain degree. At this moment, Zhao Feng's little world was only 100 yards wide. It was like mud to the sky compared to the 9 Darkness Demonic Lord's little world. The power of the little world isn't enough. Looks like the connection between the domain of wind lightning and the crystal core dimension isn't tight enough. Zhao Feng's left eye saw everything. The basic structure of the little world had to be firm, or else it would be extremely difficult to adjust it in the future. On a certain day, in the sky above the ancient dream realm, dark clouds gathered, and the sky suddenly became dark. Flashes of lightning could be faintly seen. Is it coming? Zhao Feng opened his eyes. Chapter 928. A layer of dark clouds appeared in the sky above the ancient dream realm. The sky suddenly became dark and lightning could be faintly seen. Is it coming? Zhao Feng was excited as he opened his eyes. This was the reason why he had created the little world in the ancient dream realm. He had been waiting for the next storm. Since Zhao Feng had this thought, he had to try comprehending the little world of wind lightning in the ancient dream realm. Pitter patter patter. The sky gradually darkened, and tiny raindrops as thin as threads fell from the sky. When the raindrops entered Zhao Feng's little world, Zhao Feng felt his little world become chaotic under the continuous impact of the rain. He couldn't control the ancient raindrops that entered his little world. Right now, I can only control the things I create in my little world. I can't control anything outside my little world, and it can even affect the stability of my little world. Zhao Feng's brow furrowed. His little world was too fragile. But Zhao Feng didn't know that he was in the ancient dream realm. If he returned to the real world, his little world's influence and control over space would definitely surpass the little world created by ordinary emperors. The raindrops in the ancient dream realm were the most primitive raindrops that contained an enormous ancient aura. They were completely different from the raindrops in the dimension that Zhao Feng was in. If he wanted to control the raindrops, he needed to have a deeper understanding of them. If he wanted to influence the laws of the ancient dream realm, he needed to have a certain understanding of the entire ancient dream realm. Zhao Feng was far from that step. Boom! The rain became heavier and lightning flashed occasionally. Zhao Feng raised his head and looked at it. The storm this time is much smaller than the last time. Zhao Feng's little world became more transparent under the rain, as if it would disappear soon. Zhao Feng's eyes flashed as he circulated the crystal core dimension. Surging wind lightning Truyuan was instantly transmitted to every corner of the little world. The outline of a small world around Zhao Feng became slightly clearer. Above the ancient dream realm, dark clouds covered the sky, and heavy rain poured down. Occasionally, there would be a flash of lightning. Below, a translucent dark cloud floated in midair, and wind and lightning wreaked havoc. This scene was very strange, as if there were two heavens in the same world. Just like that, Zhao Feng immersed himself in the rain of the ancient dream realm, feeling the faint aura of wind and lightning. The small world around him slowly changed according to his state of mind, becoming more and more real. Rumble! All of a sudden, a thunderous rumble echoed above Zhao Feng's head. The lightning bolts in his wind lightning minor world flickered. A suffocating aura descended upon the place. The strong sense of danger caused Zhao Feng's left eye to flicker. Not good! Boom boom boom, a huge bolt of lightning struck where Zhao Feng was, destroying everything and leaving behind a pitch-black, scorched pit. There was nothing in the scorched pit with a radius of 30 feet. The surrounding charred trees were still ablaze. The demonic bird and python on the towering trees trembled as they looked at the scorched pit with puzzled gazes. In the next instant, a golden-haired youth appeared at the center of the scorched pit. The python and demonic bird were already used to this. Their master's cultivation wasn't high, but he always appeared and disappeared like a ghost. So close! Zhao Feng was still scared. He was in a state of comprehension just then, so his perception of the outside world was relatively weak. If it wasn't for the warning from his left eye, which woke him up, he would have already been killed. There shouldn't be lightning in this kind of weather. Looks like it's attracted by the little world of wind lightning. Zhao Feng's heart was as clear as a mirror. This was the first bolt of ancient lightning that had descended since the dark clouds had arrived. The little world of wind lightning was still in its initial stages, so it wasn't as attractive as the sacred lightning body. If he circulated the sacred lightning body here, he would probably attract several bolts of ancient lightning. Furthermore, the weather was getting worse, so there was a higher chance of ancient lightning descending. This meant that even if Zhao Feng could enter the ancient dream realm at any time, he wouldn't dare to use the little world of wind lightning. In the end, Zhao Feng walked around and collected some wood that contained the power of ancient lightning before sitting down at the center of the scorched pit. There's only 2 months left until the battle to become crown prince. I need to complete the initial stages of my little world. Zhao Feng's heart was clear. Normal emperors could be called peerless geniuses if they could create a little world within a year. However, with Zhao Feng's learning, analysis, and experience, 4 months was enough for him to create a normal little world. However, what he needed to create was the little world of wind lightning, which contained the laws of the ancient dream realm. The difficulty was too high. Once Zhao Feng's little world was completed, its power would be unimaginable. It would be able to crush the little world of a normal emperor. For example, when Zhao Feng first entered the ancient dream realm, he couldn't even last 3 breaths. The representatives of various forces gathered within the 9 emperors' palace. Many king martial emperors stood to the side. Only some 3-star forces, experts with noble titles, and sacred lords had the right to speak. Supreme Emperor Dark Knight, Old Monster Su, Duke Nanfeng, and Zhou Su were all present. However, the atmosphere was slightly depressing. 9th Prince, are you really going to give the position of beast tamer to Zhao Feng? A burly middle-aged man looked slightly dissatisfied. His every action radiated a powerful physical force, and he was purposely suppressing it. The 9th Prince's expression was grim. In reality, he was also prepared to give the position of soul-type combatant to Zhao Feng. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to give the position of beast tamer to the imperial palace. Furthermore, the Ji family, which originally supported him, immediately left after learning that Zhao Feng was a member of the 9th Prince's faction and joined the 8th Prince's faction, resulting in a huge loss. When the 9th Prince went to ask, the elder of the Ji family replied, "With Zhao Feng present, it will be hard for the Ji family to obtain the position of soul-type combatant." The 9th Prince felt helpless. However, since the Ji family had already joined the 8th Prince's faction, there was no point in the 9th Prince explaining anything. However, Zhao Feng's support also gave the ninth prince a lot of help. For example, Duke Nanfeng and the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. In fact, to a certain degree, Zhou Su had helped him because of Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng is also a very outstanding beast tamer, the ninth prince replied with a smile. The ninth prince replied with a smile. He believed that Zhao Feng would use his true abilities and not just brush him off. The members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion and Duke Nanfeng were also puzzled. Zhao Feng did have talent in beast taming. However, it wasn't as good as his battle power and his mysterious eye bloodline technique. However, the members of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion didn't have the right to question Zhao Feng's decision. The muscular male didn't say anything else. The Shi family that he was from was the only one of the 8 big families that stood behind the ninth prince. He wasn't fighting for the position of beast tamer. He was just thinking about the entire team and hoped that the members of the team could stand in the position that they were best at. This was because their opponents were too strong. The ninth prince was ranked 6th in the overall strength rankings that the intelligence organization had done. Now he had dropped to 7th. This meant that the fortune of the other princes had far surpassed the ninth prince. The 8th prince, who was originally ranked 7th, was now ranked 4th, and he seemed to be able to fight for the position of crown prince. No one had any confidence facing the other princes and terrifying members of the team. Sure, Yule, as long as our team is united and has Shinjizi strategies, it's not like we can't fight at all. Old Ying's voice slowly sounded on the side. I can't come to a conclusion now, but everything has its own variables. Below, a white-bearded old man with a walking stick in his hand said slowly. Shinjizi was a famous divination sage in the Great Gon Lord dynasty, but he had hidden his name for many years. His appearance surprised the older generation. The 2 elders' words instantly calmed the army's morale. Tomorrow is the fight for the spots. Is Zhao Feng still not coming out of seclusion? A low and dissatisfied voice came from the mouth of an elder of an ordinary 1- or 3-star force. The competition for the quota was the final procedure to determine the quota. However, this process wouldn't waste much time. For example, the ninth prince only had 7 spots. Being a doctor, Zhou Su's name had spread far and wide. No one would try to fight for this spot, and no one had the guts to do so. There was also Shi Yule, a peerless genius from the previous generation of the Shi family who had awakened his bloodline. The Shi family could be said to be the biggest force behind the ninth prince, so no one would try to take Shi Yule's spot. Normal forces wouldn't even dare to say anything if the Shi family wanted to take the 2nd spot. Furthermore, there were 2 special rules in the fight for the spots. First, only the forces behind the princes or those that didn't belong to any force had the right to fight for the spots. Second, the cultivation of the person fighting for a spot couldn't be higher than the person holding the spot. This meant that if a beast tamer wanted to fight for Zhao Feng's spot, that beast tamer couldn't be from the force behind another prince, and their cultivation couldn't be higher than Zhao Feng's. With all these restrictions, the fight for the spots wasn't as complicated and intense as imagined. If Zhao Feng doesn't come out of seclusion tomorrow, then I'll have to disturb him. The ninth prince felt helpless. He remembered that the first time he went to visit Zhao Feng was in seclusion as well. However, the ninth prince was also looking forward to it. Zhao Feng was one of the main members that he recognized. It would be good if Zhao Feng's strength increased. All of a sudden, a powerful aura surged over. The expressions of all the experts present froze as they looked outside the hall. Ninth Prince, I'm sorry to disturb you. An elder wearing dark red robes stood outside the hall. The invisible pressure he gave off made the breathing of all the experts within the hall pause for a moment. There were several people next to him. They were all from the Tai family. One of them was a beautiful female who eagerly scanned the hall. Senior Hongnan, tomorrow is the fight for the spots. What brings you here today? The ninth prince walked forward with a faint smile. The Tai family was a peak existence among the 8 big families. It wasn't any weaker than a peak 3-star force, and it was the force behind the 4th prince. I'm here to find Zhao Feng. Tai Hongnan's voice was loud and resounded across the hall. No one present dared to stop this rude behavior of his. Even the representative of the Shi family lowered his head and didn't say anything. Although they were both part of the 8 big families, the Shur family was far weaker than the Tai family, which guarded the northwestern non-humans. Furthermore, this Tai Hongnan was an extremely old sacred lord of the Tai family. Senior Hongnan, Zhao Feng, is still in seclusion. The 9th prince had an apologetic expression. Is he purposely hiding from the Tai family? Tai Hongnan's expression was slightly angry as a dominating and scorching aura spread. The hearts of the experts within the hall trembled, and the blood and true yuan within their bodies started to burn. Chapter 929. Is he purposely hiding from the Tai family? Tai Hongnan's expression was slightly angry as a dominating and scorching aura spread. Many experts in the hall felt their souls tremble, and their blood and true yuan started to burn. Old Monster Su and Supreme Emperor Dark Knight's hearts shook. The aura that Tai Hongnan displayed was on par with Sacred Lord Demonic Abyss. Facing the questioning and pressure from Sacred Lord Tai family, everyone present was silent. Grand Elder, Zhao Feng isn't here. Tai Lydian, who was beside Tai Hongnan, said as he swept his gaze over the crowd. The Tai family knew that Zhao Feng was in seclusion, so they had been waiting for him. However, Zhao Feng was still in seclusion even though the fights for the positions were about to start tomorrow. This made him suspect that Zhao Feng was purposely hiding from the Tai family. Tell Zhao Feng to come out. I want to talk to him. Tai Hongnan's eyes became grim, and his tone contained an unstoppable force. A terrifying aura spread once more, and the entire hall became like hell. Senior Hongnan, this isn't good. You're from the force behind my 4th brother, but you're disturbing my members' cultivation. The 9th prince forced himself to say it. He believed that Tai Hongnan would understand what he meant. The rules of the battle for Crown Prince. The forces behind the princes couldn't disturb the members and forces of the other princes. The 9th prince not giving in to the pressure of the Tai family made the experts in the hall feel good. However, at the same time, they once again felt the difference between them. The 4th prince didn't just have the peak 3-star Tai family behind him. There was also the Dong family, 2 Grand Duke's palaces, and even the 4-star Sky Suspension Palace. Adding on the other 2 and 3-star forces, there were countless of them. Just the Tai family alone was enough to scare the 9th prince and all the forces present. Grand Elder, why don't we wait a bit longer? The fights for the positions are tomorrow, and Zhao Feng will definitely come out of seclusion. Tai Litian's expression changed slightly as he spoke. Even the Tai family didn't dare to go against the Imperial's rules. Alright, if Zhao Feng doesn't come out tomorrow, I'll take it that he doesn't participate in the competition. Then he won't be a member of the 9th Highness. Tai Hongnan looked at the 9th prince with a tinge of admiration. After which, his gaze swept over all the experts present and his tone was filled with threat. As Tai Hongnan and the other members of the Tai family left, the temperature in the hall returned to normal, but it fell into silence again. The 9th prince also felt helpless. If the Ji clan was here, they would still be able to fight and wouldn't be so weak. At this time, a kind-looking man in a golden robe with dragon patterns walked over. Zihong, don't be discouraged. Although you don't have many forces behind you, your team members are all elites and powerful. They have limitless potential. Uncle 11. The 9th prince's expression froze slightly as he felt a strong sense of unwillingness. As the leader of the team, everyone had come this far for him. He could not allow himself to waver in the slightest. The 9th prince's eyes lit up. He couldn't let his efforts go to waste. At the same time, some of the people who had obtained a spot were filled with righteous indignation and confidence. I believe that all of you are extremely outstanding. No one will replace you in tomorrow's fight for the spots. The 9th prince looked at 7 of them with a serious expression. Individuals that didn't belong to any force could participate in the fight for the spots. However, most of these individuals wouldn't dare to fight for the spots of the big forces. They would only fight for the spots of the smaller forces or those that didn't even have a spot. The next day, the draconic providence of the entire Great Gon Lord dynasty surged as if a golden dragon that had been in hibernation was about to awaken. The draconic providence spread in all directions. In the largest martial field within the Great Gon Imperial Palace, 10 arenas were placed in the center. The halls around the martial field were where the princes and their forces sat. Countless experts and forces were gathered in the clouds 1,000 miles away above the imperial palace. Pavilion Master Bai, let Zhao Feng come out of seclusion. The 9th prince shook his head slightly. Had Zhao Feng really forgotten about the battle to become crown prince? Although Bai Qingyue was the pavilion master of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion, she didn't want to disturb Zhao Feng, but she had to do this. Bai Qingyue nodded her head faintly and immediately left for where Zhao Feng was in seclusion. At this moment, Tai Lydian from the Tai family slowly walked over and asked, "Your Highness, has Zhao Feng not come out of seclusion yet?" The hearts of the forces present dropped. The Tai family had come so quickly. What would they do if Tai Hongnan interrogated them in front of all the forces of the Lord Dynasty like he did yesterday? Just as they were worrying, a voice sounded from afar. "9th Prince, I'm late." Zhao Feng slowly walked over and said apologetically. The gazes of the forces around the 9th Prince instantly gathered over. Zhao Feng's wicked name had spread across the great gone Lord Dynasty 4 years ago. Ever since they joined the 9th Prince's faction and came to the Imperial Palace, Zhao Feng had been in seclusion and no one had seen him. No one had seen Zhao Feng's beast-taming abilities, so he occupied an important spot just like that. The reason why sacred lords of the Tai family came yesterday was also because of Zhao Feng. All of this, along with Zhao Feng's bad reputation, made them very dissatisfied with Zhao Feng. If it weren't for the fact that Zhao Feng was the Grand Elder of the Ocean Smoke Pavilion and had a good relationship with Duke Nanfeng, they would have persuaded the 9th Prince to take away Zhao Feng's spot already. "Zhao Feng, it's good that you're here." The 9th Prince had a faint smile as he inspected Zhao Feng just like everyone else. A light flashed through old Ying's murky eye. What a condensed aura! An elder of the Shi family was surprised. This brat's state of existence and body are on par with Shi Yulei. One had to know that the Shi family was a traditional body-strengthening family to a certain degree. Shi Yulei was even a peerless genius from the previous generation who had awakened his bloodline. "Zhao Feng, the Grand Elder of the Tai family invites you over for a chat." Tai Lydian inspected Zhao Feng once more with a complicated expression, but he didn't hide the admiration in his eyes. At this moment, Zhao Feng was only at the late stages of the Void God realm, but Tai Lydian felt that he was immeasurable. Zhao Feng's aura was calm and heavy, far surpassing that of an ancient emperor. His golden eyes were flawless and made others feel uneasy. However, what made him excited was that he could feel that the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline within Zhao Feng's body seemed to have become pure. "There's nothing for me to talk about with the Tai family." Zhao Feng knew what Tai Lydian wanted to say when he saw him, so he immediately rejected him. Back then, he had already said that he would cut off all his feuds with the original owner of this body. "Zhao Feng, your body still belongs to the Tai family. The bloodline of the Tai family flows through your veins. This is the truth, and you can't run away from it." Tai Lydian tried to persuade him. If Zhao Feng was able to return to the Tai family, he would definitely become a supreme figure of the Lord Dynasty. His bloodline might allow the Tai family to become a peak 3-star power, and they might even have a chance to become a 4-star power. Escape? Zhao Feng did not think much of it. He had never run away. However, if one were to look into the grudges of the past, it would never end. Escaping was the Tai family's view. They believed that Zhao Feng was hiding. "All right, I'll go with you." Zhao Feng sighed, his eyes filled with determination. This matter had to be resolved. The Tai clan was one of the top clans among the 8 great clans. Their influence was immense, and they were inextricably linked to the royal family. If he didn't make things clear, there would be no end to it in the future. Seeing Zhao Feng leave with Tai Lydian, the 9th Prince's forces let out sighs of relief. They did not want to be threatened by Tai Hongnan again. They all had some understanding of Zhao Feng's situation. While they were jealous and envious, they also wondered why Zhao Feng didn't join the Tai family. The appearance of Zhao Feng. This attracted the attention of many experts in the hall where the 13th Prince was. The square-faced Grand Elder of the Duanmu family, Duanmu Qing, looked at Zhao Feng with complicated expressions. The 13th prince and those from 9 Darkness Palace had cold gazes and revealed killing intent. The hall where the 4th prince was at was completely silent. There were so many terrifying existences here that the representatives of the 2-star and 3-star powers didn't even dare to breathe loudly. At this moment, Tai Lydian and Zhao Feng appeared outside the hall. Zhao Feng. The 4th prince's eyes focused as he looked at Zhao Feng. He felt that the current Zhao Feng was even more mature than before. At the same time, many experts in the hall where the 4th prince was at were asking about the golden-haired youth in front of them. Zhao Feng, we meet again. Xen Wuheng had a friendly smile on his face. He and Zhao Feng came from the same hometown, so he was obviously happy to see him in the continent zone. It's Zhao Feng. Shen Yuanwen's eyes twinkled as battle intent rose. Now that he had started to control a substandard god weapon, he wouldn't lose to Zhao Feng like he did in the divine illusion dimension. Zhao Feng. In the Tai family's area, a red-haired man with a cold gaze was carefully sizing them up. He had heard that an elder of the family had found the perfect blood devil son bloodline of the Tai family. Furthermore, Zhao Feng's performance in the divine illusion dimension had caught his attention. Even Xin Yuanwen had lost to Zhao Feng before. You're Zhao Feng? Tai Hongnan's eyes flashed with a weird red light as he looked at Zhao Feng. Feng. Behind Tai Hongnan was a pretty female with a frown. Her eyebrows were furrowed, and she started to cry. At this moment, it seemed like everyone called out Zhao Feng's name. This phenomenon dumbfounded the representatives of the ordinary 3-star forces and 2-star forces. Who exactly was this Zhao Feng? Even the elder of Sky Suspension Palace slowly opened his eyes and looked at Zhao Feng with interest. Zhao Feng stood where he was without any expression on his face. His golden eyes scanned over everyone as if he was ignoring everything and remembering everything. Finally, Zhao Feng's gaze landed on Tai Hongnan. So strong. Zhao Feng could only give such an evaluation. He was dozens of times stronger than the abysmal Saint Master. Tai Hongnan's casual aura made his body feel heavy as if he was tied up and couldn't breathe. This is the sacred lord of the Tai family? Zhao Feng secretly circulated his sacred lightning body. Tai Hongnan's eyes were burning as he looked at Zhao Feng and secretly used a secret technique. Zhao Feng instantly felt as if his entire body was burning. The blood devil sun bloodline in his body boiled as if it was about to explode. Boom, a faint blood-red glass-like light rose from Zhao Feng's body and surrounded him. Great! Perfect blood devil sun bloodline. Tai Hongnan's face was full of joy as his eyes lit up. He immediately stood up and released a terrifying pressure. Chapter 930. Great! Perfect blood devil sun bloodline. Tai Hongnan was overjoyed, and his eyes twinkled. He immediately stood up, and a terrifying fiery aura spread out. If it wasn't for the fact that the Imperial Palace was sturdy and had the protection of Draconic Providence, this hall would have instantly collapsed. These words made the other forces look at the glass-like red light around Zhao Feng's body in shock. Perfect blood devil sun bloodline. That was a bloodline that could be ranked in the top 10 of the Imperial Dao bloodlines. If the Tai family could control this bloodline again, it wouldn't be impossible for them to become a 4-star Imperial Dao bloodline in the future. The hearts of the Dong family's elders hung in the air. The expressions of the other forces kept on changing. The blood of the red-haired male next to Tai Hongnan started to boil. Perfect blood devil sun bloodline, the red-haired male thought as he stared at Zhao Feng, battle intent radiating from his eyes. Zhao Feng's expression was grim as he opened his golden eye, and a desolate aura flowed out from the mysterious golden ball in the dimension of his left eye. The blood devil sun bloodline within his body instantly trembled and calmed down. Tai Hongnan was still in the joy of seeing the perfect blood devil sun bloodline, but he realized that Zhao Feng had suppressed the bloodline power that had gone out of control. Tai Hongnan's eyes scanned over Zhao Feng's eye, and he was slightly surprised. This brat's body contained such a powerful eye bloodline. The feeling that this eye bloodline gave Tai Hongnan wasn't any weaker than the Ji family's purple star eyes bloodline. Tai Hongnan couldn't see through it. Many special bloodlines had appeared in the Tai family apart from the blood devil sun bloodline, but no I bloodline had ever appeared. It should be the bloodline power of the original Zhao Feng. Tai Hongnan already had a guess. A bloodline that could suppress the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline definitely wasn't simple. However, there didn't seem to be any I bloodline that was ranked higher than the Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Could it be that Zhao Feng had a bloodline from the 10,000 ancient races? Tai Hongnan's expression changed dramatically. This was the only possibility. He originally planned to forcefully keep Zhao Feng in the Tai family and have a few children for the Tai family. However, Zhao Feng's I bloodline piqued his interest. It was extremely rare for someone to possess two top-grade bloodlines at the same time. As long as such a person didn't die prematurely, he would definitely become one of the most influential figures in the continent. It was completely feasible for the Iron Clan to nurture such an outsider genius. Furthermore, the fact that Zhao Feng possessed two bloodlines meant that the two bloodlines would not conflict with each other. It was very likely that his descendants would inherit both bloodlines at the same time. The perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline and the primordial bloodline. Tai Hongnan felt his blood boiling. If they could keep a powerful I bloodline that wasn't any weaker than the purple star eyes in the Tai family would definitely surpass their peak and reach unprecedented heights. Zhao Feng, are you willing to return to my Tai family? Tai Hongnan's tone was gentle, and his choice of words was completely different. It was as if an elder was talking to a younger generation of the Tai family who had been separated from the outside world. I'm not from the Tai family, and I'm not interested. Zhao Feng didn't even think before answering. From Tai Hongnan's gaze just now, he knew that the Tai family was after his left eye. If he joined the Tai family, then everything would be out of his control, and the secret of the god eye might be leaked. There was no guarantee that the Tai family wouldn't take other measures after using Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng, the blood flowing through your body is the blood of the Tai family. Today, I've brought your mother as well. Tai Hongnan was slightly surprised, but he didn't get angry and continued to speak. He had some understanding of Zhao Feng's personality from Tai Lydian, so he had already made preparations. Fengtu, I'm your mother. The beautiful woman behind Tai Hongnan immediately stepped forward and cried out in agony. She already knew that her true son was no longer here. However, this body was her son's, and that was enough. She would rather be muddle-headed and see that Zhao Feng was alive and do something for him. I'm sorry, but my mother is only one person. Zhao Feng looked at Tai Xiuli and Tai Hongnan with a certain gaze. He had abandoned them back then, so why did he have to do this now? There was a cause and effect. Zhao Feng, you're currently using the body of a disciple of the Tai family. Tai Hongnan was a hot-tempered person, and his tone became vicious when he saw that Zhao Feng didn't give him any face. That can't be right. Sacred Lord, the original owner of this body is called Zhao Feng, and he's a member of the Zhao family. Zhao Feng had already thought of an explanation for the Tai family's reason. Some of the people present didn't know much about Zhao Feng's situation. They started to understand the cause of this matter from their conversation. Zhao Feng had most likely taken the body of a disciple that the Tai family had abandoned and accidentally awakened the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. However, the current Zhao Feng wasn't the original Zhao Feng. Furthermore, Zhao Feng didn't have any intentions of joining the Tai family. However, would Zhao Feng's resistance be of any use in front of the Tai family's pressure? The expressions of some of the three-star forces and families were grim. Zhao Feng has such a background? Xin Yuan felt his head hurt. So, it's the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline? Xan Wuheng thought back to the short fight he had with Zhao Feng in the Divine Illusion dimension. His blood and true Yuan had been sucked away in close combat for no reason. Furthermore, I'm now a member of the 9th Prince's team. Sacred Lord, isn't it a bit? Zhao Feng smiled faintly and continued. According to the rules of the battle to be crown prince, Tai Hongnan's current actions were already against the rules. Tai Hongnan didn't dare to do anything since he was in the imperial palace. Tai Hongnan's expression changed dramatically, and his face turned red with anger. A measly void god realm king that wasn't a member of the Tai family dared to reject his invitation and act in such a manner? Even though he was an elder of the Tai family, he had never met such a situation before. An invisible aura of heat rose, and the bodies of the kings and emperors in the hall became dry as if they were on fire. Senior Hongnan, please calm down. The fight for the spots is about to begin. The fourth prince immediately stood up and went up to stop Tai Hongnan's anger. Zhao Feng bowed and left the hall the fourth prince was in. Everyone go up. The fight for the spots is about to begin. The fourth prince calmed down. The 10 members present instantly stood up. All of them had extraordinary auras. Zhuge Yun, Xinyuan Wen, Xen Wuheng, and the red-haired male were among them. Zhao Feng headed straight for the arena in the martial arts field after leaving the hall. The arena was made from heaven-grade ores and contained a large number of arrays. Even early-stage Mystic Light Realm experts would only be able to damage it slightly. There was also a barrier around the arena, and Draconic Providence suppressed it to prevent the aura of battle from spreading. At this moment, the 9th prince's people were already seated in the arena. This included Olding, Zhou Su, Shinjizi, and Shiyue. There was also a middle-aged male with a deep and calm aura, and a skinny female in black clothes. This was the battle to be crown prince, the members of Zhao Feng's team. Each of them specialized in their own area of expertise, and they all had peerless talent. Apart from Zhou Su, almost all of them were experts from the previous generation or even older. Zhao Feng, why did the Tai family come to find you? Zhou Su, immediately asked as soon as she sat down. Sacred Lord Tai Hongnan of the Tai family had personally come to find Zhao Feng. This wasn't a small matter. The other members next to her were also curious. The conversation between Zhao Feng and Tai Hongnan was isolated from the outside world. Only the members within the hall could hear it. They could only see Tai Hongnan's extremely angry expression. They really wanted to know what had made Tai Hongnan so angry. On the other hand, the person in question, Zhao Feng, still had a calm expression. You want me to join the Tai family? Zhao Feng gave a simple reply. Apart from Old Ing and Shinjizi, everyone else looked at Zhao Feng with gaping mouths. They had only heard of Zhao Feng's reputation, but they had never seen his abilities. What skill did Zhao Feng have to make the Tai family send out Tai Hongnan to invite him to join the Tai family? Forget it if you don't want to say it. Zhou Su, became slightly angry and didn't believe him. She thought that Zhao Feng just made up an excuse because he didn't want to say it. Everyone else also thought that Zhao Feng was joking. You're full of nonsense. Shiyue harumphed coldly. The Tai family was one of the top families of the 8 big families. How could an inner elder of the Tai family send out an invitation to an outsider? When all the members arrived on the stage, the fights for the spots began. This one is Zhou Wenwei from Clear Wind Hall. I would like to see Senior Jing Kai's strength. A skinny middle-aged male immediately walked over with clear and confident eyes. He challenged the male with a calm aura in the group. Clear Wind Hall was a normal 3-star force that supported the 9th prince, so they didn't get a spot. The male with a calm aura next to Zhao Feng stepped forward. At this moment, the other arenas had already started their challenges. There were fights, parades, and soul battles. Zhao Feng circulated his left eye and watched all the fights on the 10 arenas with a 360-degree view. Only by knowing oneself and knowing one's enemy would one have a chance of winning. Zhao Feng revealed a faint smile. 1.5 years ago, he had defeated a Grandmaster Beast Tamer with a pet from the 10,000 ancient races. News of this happening in the Imperial Palace had probably spread long ago. There shouldn't be anything left for him to do. Boom! Jing Kai's condensed aura instantly spread, and a blinding golden light that seemed to pierce through everything revolved around his body. A long azure sword appeared in Zhou Kai's hand. The sword gave off a cold light, and it created a gust of wind as it moved. The two of them were both emperors, and they instantly clashed. Jing Kai's attacks were endless, and the golden light was everywhere. On the other hand, although Zhou Wenwei's movements were agile and his attacks were sharp, Jing Kai had the initiative right from the start, forcing him to only defend and dodge. Pierce! The golden light around Jing Kai suddenly gathered and turned into a transparent sword that gave off a blinding golden light. It stabbed forward with a powerful force. At the same time, several large wooden vines suddenly appeared from the ground below and blocked off all of Zhou Wenwei's escape routes. Boom. Zhou Wenwei's body seemed to be pierced by 10,000 rays of golden light, and he was thrown off the arena and spat out a mouthful of blood. Thank you, Senior Jing, for showing mercy. Zhou Wenwei was carried away by the elders of Clear Wind Hall. Some of the members of the Ninth Prince's team that didn't know Jing Kai well had a low opinion of his strength. The metal element was sharp and domineering, and he specialized in the wood element as well, which allowed him to catch opponents off guard and control them. He was indeed an outstanding battle-type member. He's actually an expert of the metal and wood elements. Zhao Feng murmured in his heart. Furthermore, Jing Kai had a good grasp of these two elements. The metal element attacked while the wood element healed. They didn't interfere with each other. Chapter 931. After Jing Kai displayed his strength, it was obvious what the woman in black was good at. It had to be a soul attack type. Originally, this spot should have been Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng had taken the Beast Tamer spot. I'm Gu Xiang from the Void Ocean Pavilion. Lady Su Qingling, please come out and spar with me. A kind-looking elder holding a wooden staff slowly walked out from the Ninth Prince's hall. Before the battle, some forces that didn't get a spot started to analyze the people who had the easiest spots to fight for. Shi Yulei was from the Shi family, one of the 8 big families. He was a peerless genius from the previous generation and his strength was impeccable. Old Ing was a member of the upper echelon of the Royal Skynet. He specialized in tracking and was very experienced. It was said that he had a lot of information about the imperial tombs. Old Ing had the battle power of a quasi-sacred lord, so no one would fight for such an important spot. Zhou Su was the princess that the sacred emperor used to love. She was famous for her medical skills, and even the grandmasters of the Imperial Physician Pavilion praised her. No one knew about her situation, but as a member of the royal family, it was best not to mess with her. There was also Shinjizi, who had been famous for 100 years. There weren't many clairvoyants, and none of the forces had one. As for Zhao Feng, he had a bloodline from the 10,000 ancient races. If he couldn't take out a mystic light realm pet, he had no chance of winning. Therefore, the final result was Jing Kai and Su Qingling. Su Qingling was from the younger generation, but she wasn't very famous. The force behind Su Qingling was the weakest of the 10 Grand Duke's houses, and it was the only one that supported the Ninth Prince. Inside the Ninth Prince's hall, the Master of Grand Duke's house stroked his beard and smiled, not worried at all. Su Qingling slowly walked out and said in a cold voice, "Please." Buzz. A powerful wave of soul intent surged out of Gu Xiang's body, turning into dozens of white pillars of light that shot towards Su Qingling. Pillar of Soul. Gu Xiang circulated his will of soul. Dozens of white soul light pillars were connected by a powerful soul power, forming a huge soul pillar with a majestic aura. It was as if this attack would knock Su Qingling's soul out of her body. Su Qingling's expression was cold as a cold soul power spread out from her body and floated in the air. Shield. Su Qingling lightly spat out a single word. She then waved her hands in the air. Her fingers rapidly wrote something as a cold soul power spread out. In an instant, a huge soul sigil floated in the air. Then, this seal turned into a soul defensive shield full of runes. What a strange soul secret technique. Gu Xiang's eyes flashed. He had heard of the seal soul secret technique before, but he didn't expect to encounter it today. Boom! The soul pillar slammed into the soul shield. The clash of souls caused the souls of some experts with weaker soul wills to tremble. After the pillar of souls and the soul shield collided violently, both of them collapsed. Su Qingling's defensive mystic technique completely blocked Gu Xiang's powerful soul attack. Take this! Soul prison! Gu Xiang shouted. His long white hair fluttered in the wind as a large amount of pale white soul power gushed out from his body. One white pillars appeared above Su Qingling and formed a circle that looked like a cage. They brought with them a mountain-like soul intent as they slammed down. This was a large-scale soul imprisonment technique. Su Qingling's soul secret technique was completely countered. Zhao Feng's expression froze. This elder's soul power was extremely strong, and this soul prison was very similar to his soul chain. However, it consumed a lot of soul power and wasn't very practical. On the other hand, Su Qingling's soul secret technique was extremely profound. Zhao Feng only managed to find a single term in his memories: seal soul secret technique. Ice seal. The cold female's expression didn't change. She slightly raised her head and drew a large soul sigil with her hands above her head. 1. The 2 soul runes suddenly opened, and the invisible power of the soul runes crashed into the soul prison. Gu Xiang's soul prison was instantly sealed by a powerful and mysterious soul intent, causing its power to decrease. At the same time, a powerful soul intent swept out and covered the entire soul prison in a layer of ice. After being sealed in ice, the soul prison started to slowly descend and was no longer a threat. At this moment, Su Qingling took a few steps forward and left the range of the soul prison. Sword. Su Qingling's eyes were cold as she stretched out her arm, and a strange soul intent flashed. I admit defeat. Gu Xiang sighed helplessly. He had already used more than half of his soul intent to use the soul prison. Furthermore, Su Qingling's soul secret technique was extremely weird. It was the seal soul secret technique that had been lost in history, and he was far inferior in terms of cultivation. The battle was over. Many soul experts that wanted to fight for this spot immediately backed off. Many people couldn't understand Su Qingling's soul secret technique at all. The other people on the arena finally looked at this female seriously. Zhao Feng had to admit that this female's mastery of the soul secret technique wasn't bad. However, her soul intent wasn't strong enough, or else she would have been able to use even more power. Although this secret technique was strong, it required talent, and it wasn't suitable for those with eye bloodlines. Although the 9th prince doesn't have many people, all of them are elites. Duke Nanfeng smiled faintly as confidence appeared in his eyes. The 9th prince's eyes also lit up. The battle power that Su Qingling displayed was extraordinary. The patriarch of Grand Dukeland's palace looked at Su Qingling and smiled. The seal soul secret technique was a mysterious inheritance that Su Qingling had obtained in the divine illusion dimension, and she had only comprehended a small portion of it. After Jing Kai and Su Qingling's battle power was revealed, no one from the forces behind the 9th prince dared to challenge him. Su Qingling's special soul secret technique in particular made the other members on the stage become more serious. Although the forces behind the 9th prince were weak, the people under him were still outstanding. After the battle ended, Zhao Feng turned his attention to the other arenas. The arenas with the most battles were mainly for the princes that were ranked at the bottom and had no intention of fighting for the position of crown prince. The overall strength of the people on the arena was weaker, but there were more spots, so the competition was intense. However, none of these princes had any intention of fighting for the position of crown prince, so they weren't much of a threat. Zhao Feng focused on the arenas with the top 4 princes. The 4th prince, 13th prince, 7th prince, and 8th prince. With a thought, Zhao Feng looked toward the arenas with the 13th prince's members. Tang Zhe of the Earth Demon Cult, please come out for a battle. In the arena, an old man in a purplish-black robe was staring at a figure in a black robe with a sinister look in his eyes. The Earth Demon Cult was a 3-star superpower behind the 13th prince. The black-robed figure was a member that the 13th prince had personally recruited, and he took one of the battle spots. However, the other members didn't even know the black-robed figure's name. They only knew that he was a half-step sacred lord. Hence, many forces behind the 13th prince had their eyes on this spot. The black-robed figure slowly stood up, and an eerie aura of death spread out. Come, a hoarse voice sounded in the soul. An expert that specializes in the soul. Tang Zhe was startled. Although he didn't specialize in the soul, soul intent wasn't his weakness. Since the other party specialized in the soul, then the physical aspect was definitely weak. Tang Zhe revealed a sinister smile and opened his little world. The little world of a half-step sacred lord was the limit of what the real world could handle. A dark and eerie substance instantly appeared behind Tang Zhe and filled the entire arena. An invisible law and intent surged toward the black-robed figure. Die! In his own small world, Tang Zhe's combat prowess multiplied. He carried a berserk black chi flow as he charged out like a demon from hell. Umph. The black-robed figure snorted coldly. The instant Tang Zhe charged, the figure waved his robes, and a slender arm covered in bandages appeared. The pitch-black power of death surged out. Whoosh! Whoosh! The black-robed figure's robes brushed past Tang Zhe's body, and a powerful intent of death surged out. A forbidden soul fluctuation instantly attracted everyone. Under the black-robed figure's robes, Tang Zhe froze in the air. All of his true yuan, life force, and soul were sucked away by a whirlpool of death. A terrifying aura of death enveloped Tang Zhe and attacked every pore of his body. Arg! No! Tang Zhe instantly let out a sharp roar. The dark little world on the arena slowly disappeared. The black-robed figure withdrew his arm and pulled back his robes. A set of bones fell from the sky. Sii. Everyone in the 13th Prince's Hall felt their hearts go cold. The experts that were preparing to fight for the black-robed figure felt a chill run down their backs, as if they had just brushed past death. Who was that black-robed figure? What kind of skill was this? How was he so strong? With just one wave of his hand, he had killed a veteran of the Earth Demon cult in such a tragic manner. Merciless. In the surrounding arenas, in the main hall, the experts of various forces were also stunned by this scene. They felt their souls tremble when they looked at the black-robed figure. They were all quasi-sacred lords, but this black-robed figure was so strong. Even Xen Wuheng, Xianyuan Wen, and company on the 4th Prince's arena had solemn expressions as they looked at the black-robed figure with caution. The ones with the worst expressions were the soul elemental experts. After entering the imperial tombs, they were the ones who dealt with the soul attacks. However, it was because they specialized in the soul that they understood how terrifying this black-robed figure was. What a powerful death soul intent! Su Qingling exclaimed in surprise. Intent of death! Zhao Feng used his left eye, but he couldn't see through the black-robed figure. It was blocked by a mysterious power. This black-robed figure's intent wasn't any weaker than his. The intent of death he grasped reminded Zhao Feng of the Emperor of Death, but this black-robed figure was even more terrifying. As expected, the team members of the princes ranked at the top aren't normal. The elder of the Earth Demon cult instantly stood up and released the aura of a sacred lord. He glared at the black-robed figure and said coldly, "You've gone too far. If you don't give the Earth Demon cult an explanation after the battle for Crown Prince ends..." Although the black-robed figure was strong and mysterious, he was alone. The Earth Demon cult was a 3-star superpower, so how could they take this lying down? The black-robed figure ignored them and returned to his seat. The two members next to him instantly trembled. Chapter 932. The appearance of the black-robed person caused the intense fight for the spots to suddenly calm down. He was cruel and terrifying, and he didn't fear the Earth Demon cult at all. He instantly killed a quasi-sacred lord expert. This made the hearts of the princes who didn't want to fight for the position of Crown Prince shake. Their strength wasn't top tier, and they would definitely die if they met the black-robed person in the imperial tombs. Some of the geniuses who were about to fight for a spot instantly stopped. The imperial tombs was the resting place of the upper echelon of the imperials, and it was also where the Crown Prince was born. The death rate in the Crown Prince trial was very low. If it wasn't for the fact that there was a grudge between the two forces, they wouldn't kill each other in order to avoid conflicts. On the other hand, the princes participating in the trial were even less dangerous. However, this black-robed person didn't seem to have any thoughts, and he didn't care at all. He was cold and bloodthirsty. He didn't even put the 3-star Earth Demon cult in his eyes and killed Tang Zhe on the arena. However, the black-robed person's strength made some of the sacred lords present wary. This increased the death rate in the Crown Prince trial. Within the 13th Prince's Hall, the powerful male behind the 13th Prince recovered from his daze and sent a message. "Chen, is this the member you recruited? Uncle, he's not bad, right?" The 13th Prince had a smug expression. He was extremely satisfied with the black-robed person. "He's very strong, but you need to be wary of him." The expression of the powerful male kept on changing. This black-robed male was so mysterious and terrifying that he wasn't even scared of the Earth Demon cult. Why would he help Zhou Chen? The 13th prince didn't understand what his uncle was saying. He looked coldly at Zhao Feng. I'll kill you in this crown prince trial. As the battles on the other arenas continued, everyone's focus started to move away from the black-robed person. After all, everyone present was a peerless genius that had been famous for several hundred or even 1,000 years. Every single one of them was extremely strong. On the other hand, the 9th prince's arena was relatively quiet. No one came to challenge him. Everyone was silent. Su Qingling's soul talent made the 9th prince's team members overjoyed. However, the black-robed person dragged them into the abyss once again. The soul intent that the black-robed person displayed completely surpassed Su Qingling's soul intent. Even someone as strong as Jing Kai felt that in front of the black-robed man, only death awaited him. Everyone, don't be fooled by the surface. Although this person's soul will is extremely powerful, the material plane is definitely his weakness. We just need to keep our distance and use long-range attacks. Old Ing said slowly with a deep expression. His words were like a calming pill that reduced the fear in everyone's hearts. What Old Ing said was indeed a way to deal with soul-type experts. Furthermore, when soul experts used secret soul arts, their flaws would be magnified, making them vulnerable to sneak attacks and assassinations. For example, when Zhao Feng used powerful eye bloodline techniques such as the soul chains and the gaze of the god eye, he couldn't do anything else, or else his eye bloodline technique would be interrupted. Just like earlier, when the black-robed man executed the profound mysteries of death to kill Tang Zhe, there was actually a process. During this time, if someone launched a sneak attack from the side, they would be able to heavily injure the black-robed man or save Tang Zhe. Therefore, teamwork was necessary during the Crown Prince trial. Suddenly, Zhao Feng revealed a smile and his divine sense turned towards the 8th prince's arena. Chao Ling of the Chao family is challenging the genius of the Yu family, Yu Tianhao. Battle intent surged in the eyes of a tall middle-aged male as he looked at the handsome youth sitting with his eyes closed. Yu Tianhao's about to come out. The Chao family only has one spot for the 8th prince, but the Yu family has two. There will definitely be a fight. Yu Tianhao has the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline, so it's reasonable for the Yu family to have two spots. Could it be the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline? Discussion broke out in the sky. There were only rumors about Yu Tianhao having the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline. No one had actually seen it. Therefore, in everyone's eyes, Yu Tianhao's spot was easier to fight over than the other members. After all, Yu Tianhao was too young. However, due to the Yu family's reputation, no one dared to fight over it. Although the Chao family had declined slightly, they were still one of the 8 big families, so they definitely had the right to fight over it. Yu Tianhao suddenly stood up and opened his bright eyes. A surge of battle intent shot out of them. Everyone around the arena felt a surge of battle intent shoot into the sky. The battle intent in their bodies seemed to have been awakened. Chao Ling smiled in satisfaction. It looked like Yu Tianhao wasn't someone who relied on his family's power. Thump. Chao Ling suddenly stomped on the ground with one foot, and his entire body soared into the air. He turned into a black blur and charged forward with a storm-like aura. Unparalleled in the world. A powerful mental energy intent appeared from Yu Tianhao's body as he attacked out of nowhere. An unparalleled and magnificent palm light shot out from Yu Tianhao's palm, like a mysterious aurora that traversed the 4 directions. Rising Wind Fist. In the next instant, Chao Ling's domineering black fist collided with it. Boom. The two of them both took several steps back and stabilized themselves. Whoosh. Chao Ling's figure turned into a black blur once again as he appeared above Yu Tianhao and stomped down with his leg. Mountain-covering leg. Countless intense and the pressure of heaven and earth appeared on Chao Ling's leg, making it hard for everyone to breathe. They immediately circulated their true yuan to protect themselves. Unparalleled in the world. Yu Tianhao's body surged with a powerful intent that could sweep through the world. Boom. A dazzling and mysterious aurora palm surrounded by traces of orange crystal light, shining with the vast power of the world yuan qi, pushed up. Everywhere it passed, an earth-shattering orange light engulfed everything. Boom. Chao Ling's attack was shattered, but Chao Ling's figure was nowhere to be seen. Sky-splitting palm. Like lightning, Chao Ling had already appeared on Yu Tianhao's left. A domineering and sharp palm wind swept out, blowing away all the dust in the surroundings. As expected of the Chao family. Their actions are like thunder and their attacks are like mountains. I heard that the lowest requirement to become a core disciple of the Chao family is to train 10 mid-grade Earth-class battle skills to the peak. The Chao family can be said to be a close combat family, and they also train their body. Everyone was full of praise for Chao Ling's powerful martial intent and thunderous attacks. Golden blazing finger. Mixed origin sky opening palm. Chao Ling's close combat skills were endless. As expected of one of the 8 big families. If they don't bring out their true strength, they won't be able to win. Yu Tianhao's eyes twinkled as a certain bloodline within his body started to burn. Wu, a layer of ancient and mysterious cold and faint shadow, took the shape of a human and overlapped with Yu Tianhao's body. The orange light around Yu Tianhao's body suddenly released a blinding light, and a mental energy battle intent shot into the sky. Yu Tianhao's actions and the cold figure behind him seemed to be one. Each of his actions contained a battle intent that could make gods and ghosts cry, and he destroyed all the power around him. Chao Ling felt as if a god was looking down on him, and all the power in his body was suppressed. Some of the kings and emperors present felt as if they were struck by lightning, and they immediately circulated their true yuan to defend. On the stage, a spatial barrier clashed fiercely with the divine light of will. An old sacred lord of the Yu family instantly released his battle power and formed another barrier around the arena to protect everyone. At the same time, he looked at the cold figure behind Yu Tianhao with a faint smile, and his blood boiled. Oh my God, it really is the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline. Apparently, this bloodline can be ranked in the top 10 Imperial Dao bloodlines. What strong battle intent! I probably won't even be able to stand in front of him. The hearts of countless experts in the clouds shook. They were 1,000 miles away, but they could still feel a strong surge of battle intent. The expressions of Tai Hongnan and the others from the Tai family within the 4th Prince's Hall became grim. The Tai family and the Yu family were both warring families that guarded the northwestern border, and they had constant conflicts with each other. The Yu family's heaven-battling bloodline was slightly weaker than the Blood Devil Sun bloodline. However, the rumored unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline was unparalleled and unparalleled. Even the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline was slightly weaker than it. Now, the Yu family had regained this peerless bloodline, but the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline of the Tai family was in the hands of an outsider. The faces of the forces within the 8th Prince's Hall went slightly red. The Yu family was one of the biggest forces behind the 8th Prince, and Yu Tianhao's unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline was a powerful fighting force. The 8th Prince looked at the arenas with excitement. He had only managed to convince the Yu family in the end, and with the unexpected addition of the Ji family, his overall strength had instantly skyrocketed. On the arenas, Chao Ling didn't show any weakness as he faced Yu Tianhao, whose battle intent had skyrocketed. Chao Ling stood there and didn't show any weakness in the slightest. His entire body was instantly enveloped in a layer of the concept of the heavens and the earth, and he was barely able to resist the suppression of Yu Tianhao's will. Divine might dominating fist. Chao Ling used the invisible force of heaven and earth to move through the air and instantly close in on Yu Tianhao. He gathered limitless true yuan in his fist and punched out. Unparalleled in the world. Yu Tianhao used unparalleled in the world again. With the amplification of the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline, his power increased by several times. The cold figure behind him also thrust out a palm along with Yu Tianhao's movements. A dominating orange light shot out in every direction, shattering everything in its path and sending Chao Ling flying out of the arena. The battle was over. The battle power of such a strong bloodline shocked the hearts of all 10 arenas. Shi Yulei had a solemn expression on the 9th Prince's arena, and Jing Kai lowered his head slightly. The figure behind Yu Tianhao started to fade, and he looked toward the 9th Prince's arena with an excited and serious expression. Let's fight again in the Crown Prince trial. Many gazes instantly looked toward the ninth prince's arena. Who was it that made the owner of the unparalleled heaven-battling bloodline of the Yu family personally declare war? Did the ninth prince's side have a battle power comparable to this person? The members of the ninth prince's side were stunned, and they looked at each other in confusion. Who was Yu Tianhao declaring war against? It wasn't a good thing to be targeted by someone with such terrifying battle power like Yu Tianhao for no reason. Shi Yulei and Jing Kai immediately shook their heads, indicating that they had never seen Yu Tianhao before. Boom! The exciting battle had just ended, and everyone hadn't recovered from their excitement yet. On the 13th prince's side, Shi Peng, a genius of the older generation from Nine Darkness Palace, had already started to fight against another challenger from the Grand Duke's palace. The battle between the two mechanism array masters on the 12th prince's arena had also started. The competition for the spots was extremely intense. Only a small number of members sat calmly as they watched everything. Countless forces in the surrounding halls and in the clouds could feel that the competition for the spots was about to come to an end. The 10 princes within the Great Hall couldn't help but stand up as their hearts surged. Jing Kai, who was next to Zhao Feng, instantly felt his entire body go numb. He looked at Zhao Feng, but he didn't find anything strange. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile and was secretly overjoyed. I didn't expect the power of ancient lightning to be able to merge into the God Tribulation lightning soul body. Looks like my soul should be called the lightning soul body. Chapter 933. Originally, Zhao Feng's soul only contained the power of God Tribulation lightning. Zhao Feng only tried it once, but he didn't expect it to succeed. The power of ancient lightning within the charred black wood was absorbed by his soul. However, the power of ancient lightning didn't coexist with the power of God Tribulation lightning. Instead, it merged into his soul. It was as if Zhao Feng's soul could become more condensed after absorbing the power of ancient lightning. At the same time, the power of God Tribulation lightning also became slightly stronger. Zhao Feng instantly felt his soul become more condensed, as if an ancient aura had merged into it. Zhao Feng then turned his attention to the fights on the 10 arenas. He managed to merge two extreme powers together? Zhao Feng was slightly surprised as he looked at Luo Zun's battle on the 8th prince's arena. Luo Zun had already completed his little world, and it was extremely unique. The bottom part of the little world was ice, and the top part was fire. The two didn't affect each other. Luo Zun had already surpassed most older emperors to be able to do this. From the looks of it, Luo Zun had obtained a lot from the spiritual connection mouse. On the other side, on the 7th prince's arena, the jade-faced scholar used a mysterious array to trap another array master and obtained victory. The fight for the spots is about to end. Now, I'll talk about the Crown Prince trial. Old Ying's voice suddenly sounded, and everyone's gazes shifted from the other arenas. Everyone knew that Old Ying had a lot of information regarding the imperial tombs and the fight for Crown Prince. Firstly, Draconic Providence is the key to the Crown Prince trial, and it's also the deciding factor. All of you should know this. Everyone knew that the ruler of a lord dynasty could gather all the providence within their territory and use it to stabilize their position. Of course, those who accepted the imperial title would also be able to obtain a portion of providence. However, normal people could only use a portion of the power of providence. The power of providence would become Draconic Providence in the hands of the imperial bloodline, and it would have many methods and limitless power. Before the death of the imperial family overlord, he brought his draconic luck into the alternate space. After thousands of years of accumulation, that alternate space has evolved into a space of draconic chi. Old Ying's eyes were filled with respect as he slowly spoke. Apart from Shi Yulei and Shinjizi, everyone else was shocked. They didn't expect the Great Gon dynasty to have ruled for so long. Moreover, everyone was looking forward to the space filled with dragon pattern chi. We're here to support the 9th prince. As long as our team can gather enough dragon mark energy, the 9th prince will be able to rely on the dragon mark energy to obtain limitless power. Old Ying had a solemn expression as he emphasized this sentence. The 7 of them were here to assist the 9th prince. Everyone understood this point, but they just didn't have enough awareness. Most of them came here in search of fortuitous encounters and inheritances, or to make use of the primordial space to search for an opportunity to break through. At the same time, they knew what Olding was trying to say. As long as he had enough draconic light, the ninth prince would be able to strengthen himself. This meant that only the ninth prince, who was an emperor, could reach the level of a sacred lord or even higher with the help of the draconic light. Similarly, the other princes could do the same. Remember, this is the battle for Crown Prince. As long as the ninth prince successfully becomes the Crown Prince, all of you and the forces behind you will obtain limitless benefits. The rise of the 8 big families is mostly due to the Crown Prince trial. Old Ing had put in a lot of effort and used clever persuasion techniques to make everyone work for the ninth prince. Shi Yulei seemed to remember something about his family and faintly nodded his head. Zhao Feng now had a slight understanding of the rules of the Crown Prince trial, and he felt that it was more like a game. One didn't even need to think to know that the team with the most draconic providence would be the winner. Could it be that our entry into the imperial tombs has something to do with providence? Zhao Feng suddenly thought of something. There was a rule in the battles for the spots. The challenger couldn't have a higher cultivation than the person who had a spot. The ninth prince only had 7 spots, and the cultivation of the members was on the low side. The 13th prince had 12 spots. The people next to him were speechless. This simple information had already spread in the outside world, but Zhao Feng didn't know about it. That's right. Entering the dimension requires one to use providence, and the higher one's cultivation is, the more providence they will use. This is the rule set by the Imperials. Old Ing paused for a moment and explained it to Zhao Feng. The stronger the force behind the prince, the stronger their providence would be. This meant that they would be able to bring more people with them, and the cultivation of these people would be higher as well. The force behind the ninth prince was extremely weak. Therefore, there wouldn't be too many spots, and only Old Ing and Shi Yulei were quasi-sacred lords, which meant that they were half-step sacred lords. Almost all of the top 5 princes had sacred lords in their teams. Negotiation and recruitment are also tests for the princes. Old Ing sighed helplessly. Although this was what he said, the strength of the force behind the prince was mostly due to their background and relationships. The ninth prince's birth wasn't very good, and the sacred emperor didn't have a high opinion of him, so the force behind him wasn't very strong. There's still some other things. Let's go in first. In the end, Old Ing only explained some simple things to those who didn't know the rules. For example, Zhao Feng and Zhou Su finally had a certain understanding of the Crown Prince trial. Everyone else instantly rolled their eyes. What were these 2 planning to do by participating in the Crown Prince trial? They didn't even know the basic rules. The fights for the spots have ended. Su Qingling faintly said. At this moment, the 10 princes walked out of the hall. Because of what Old Ing just said, everyone felt their hearts become heavy. Zhao Feng also felt that he had unknowingly been dragged into the fight for the Lord dynasty. However, if the ninth prince really did win, it would be very beneficial for his force, the Ocean Smoke Pavilion. Now that the fights for the spots had ended, only 2 or 3 of the top-ranked princes' teams had changed. The ones that changed the most were the princes at the bottom of the rankings. They didn't have any thoughts of fighting for the position of Crown Prince, so they casually chose their members. The ninth prince was ranked 7th, but he was an exception. Only Old Ing knew that the ninth prince had been preparing for a long time and had been working very hard until now. Although his overall strength was still very weak, he still picked out the most elite members from the weaker forces and personally went to various places to convince the stronger ones. For example, the ninth prince went to the ocean 4 years ago to recruit Zhao Feng. Boom! A large amount of invisible draconic providence suddenly started to move across the imperial palace, and the wind started to change. Everyone present could only feel a boundless, terrifying power controlling everything, including their lives. Welcome to the Crown Prince trial. Now that the fights for the spots have ended, the trial is about to begin. A majestic male wearing a golden robe in front of the imperial palace was surrounded by draconic light. His simple words reverberated across heaven and earth through the draconic light in the imperial palace. Next to the Saint Emperor was a stunningly beautiful woman. She wore a golden jade crown and a colorful phoenix robe and accompanied him. In the main hall, a few obscure supreme auras were faintly discernible. An ancient gray-white stone disc suddenly flew out from the hall. It gave off a golden jade light as it flew above the martial arts field. The golden jade light then slowly landed around the stone disc. It landed in front of everyone on the arena. When this ball of golden jade light landed in Zhao Feng's hand, it turned into a dark gray dragon-shaped jade pendant. The members next to him also had the same jade pendant. The 10 princes on the martial arts field each held a jade seal that gave off a faint white golden light and flashed with draconic light. This is the dragon jade. The draconic providence will automatically be stored inside. The one in the prince's hand is the pseudo-crown prince seal. Only one pseudo-seal can transform into the crown prince seal. Olding knew that some people in the group didn't know anything, so he explained. The dragon jades in our hands are connected to the pseudo-crown prince seal in the prince's hands. The stone disc floating in the air started to spin. Limitless draconic providence started to gather from the entire Lord dynasty. Many mysterious and cryptic runes started to light up on the stone disc, and an ancient and desolate aura started to radiate from it. The trial has begun. A voice sounded in the main hall. It didn't rely on draconic providence, but it spread across the entire imperial palace. Instantly, a dark silver light shot out from the center of the stone disc, and a terrifying spatial disturbance started to spread. Countless strands of draconic providence were sucked into the stone disc. This dark silver light suddenly tore apart, forming a chaotic and distorted light screen. Let's go! The 4th prince and the other members of the group leapt up. Xianyuan Wen and another sacred lord from Sky's suspension palace were extremely fast. They flashed as they entered the screen. Mother, I will become the crown prince. The 13th prince looked at the female in front of the hall in the distance and charged toward the screen of light. Go in. The 9th prince immediately charged toward the chaotic screen of light. The other princes also leapt into the air. At the same time, the members of the group on the arena leapt into the screen of light. Elder Hong Nan, I will defeat the so-called perfect blood devil sun bloodline. The red-haired man with cold eyes from the Tai family turned into a ball of flame, flashed past everyone, and charged into the light screen. Zhao Feng followed everyone and flew toward the screen of light. However, suddenly, a dark aura of death appeared next to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng paused for a moment, and his expression changed slightly. He didn't use a secret technique to enter first. Instead, he followed the others. He didn't expect someone to cut the line and charge toward Zhao Feng, as if they wanted to enter first. Furthermore, this aura made Zhao Feng feel disgusted. It reminded him of the Emperor of Death from back then. Others might be scared of the black-robed person, but Zhao Feng wasn't. Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body and punched to the side with limitless lightning. If the black-robed person wanted to cut the line, he would have to take Zhao Feng's punch. Being an expert that specialized in the soul, his physical defense shouldn't be very strong. He believed that the black-robed person would retreat. The black-robed person didn't seem to see anything and continued to attack. This person? Zhao Feng's expression became grim. The black-robed person gave others the feeling that he wanted to cut the line, but there was a faint soul undulation within the black robe. A vague soul-profound aura of death rushed toward Nyatian. Chapter 934. The black-robed person acted as if he didn't see anything and continued to charge toward Zhao Feng. This person? Zhao Feng's expression became grim. The feeling this black-robed person gave others was that he was going to cut in line, but there was a faint soul undulation within the black robe. A vague soul-profound aura of death rushed toward Nyatian. Boom! Zhao Feng's fist landed on the black-robed person's right arm, and the black-robed person's soul attack also attacked Zhao Feng's soul. The power of God Tribulation lightning instantly flashed in Zhao Feng's dark purple soul, and the intent of death that was about to invade his soul was shattered by the lightning. At the same time, Zhao Feng's fist shattered the black-robed person's right arm. The black robe in front of his right arm was ripped apart, revealing a skinny arm. His arm was wrapped in bandages, and there were countless black runes imprinted on the bandages. They were cryptic and profound. Zhao Feng took the black-robed person's soul attack head-on. The black-robed person didn't even try to block Zhao Feng's physical attack. Zhao Feng snickered coldly and stepped into the screen. Crippling an arm would teach the black-robed person a lesson. However, what happened next caused the eyes of everyone who hadn't entered the imperial tombs to bulge out. The black-robed person's arm slowly recovered, and he could move it as he pleased. The black robe that had been ripped apart also turned back into a complete black robe that covered his arm. Zhao Feng, who had entered the screen, was only able to see a small part of what happened. See, this black-robed person is so weird. What secret technique is that? His recovery speed is even stronger than the sacred body of a mystic light realm's sacred lord. Idiot, this isn't recovery. Have you ever seen clothes that can automatically recover after being ripped apart? The black-robed person's death soul attack didn't even do any damage to Zhao Feng. At this moment in time, the small number of people who hadn't entered the imperial tombs yet were stunned. The black-robed person's weirdness and terror made everyone retreat and not dare to get close. Zhao Feng couldn't be underestimated and took the black-robed person's soul attack head-on. One had to know that Tang Zhe, who was a quasi-sacred lord, was instantly killed by the black-robed person's soul attack without being able to resist at all. Zhou Su was also in the crowd. As a doctor, she was not in a hurry, so she naturally moved very slowly. She was the last member of the 9th Prince's team, and she also saw this scene. Brother Black Robe, please. Senior Black Robe, please enter first. Some of the experts who were about to enter the light screen immediately retreated and smiled flatteringly. Their backs were drenched in cold sweat. Zhao Feng. The black-robed man let out a bone-chilling, hoarse voice before entering the light screen. Many forces in the 4 great halls below also witnessed the battle between the black-robed man and Zhao Feng. At the same time, he felt that it was inconceivable. Only a few sects and families with deep foundations could vaguely guess something. The elder of the Earth Demon cult suddenly thought of something, and his expression darkened before he sighed. Whoosh! Zhao Feng appeared in an ancient forest. He felt his body and soul sinking slightly. An ancient and boundless pressure covered heaven and earth. This was an aura that had been through the ancient era and the ancient era. Zhao Feng had the feeling that he had entered the ancient dream realm. However, Zhao Feng's body and soul had merged with the aura of the ancient dream realm, so the majority of this pressure disappeared when it landed on Zhao Feng's body. It was as if Zhao Feng had received the recognition of this place. The pressure here was much weaker than in the ancient dream realm. It only affected Zhao Feng a little bit. Around him, the 9th Prince and the other members were here as well. What a strong spatial pressure. Zhou Su followed Zhao Feng's footsteps and arrived. Her face instantly went red, and she found it hard to breathe. Get used to it. The Dragon Jade will absorb a small amount of Draconic Providence in the air. At the same time, it will use the Draconic Providence to reduce the pressure and restrictions the ancient dimension has on you, Old Ing explained. At the same time, he looked at Zhao Feng with one eye and paused for a moment. Zhao Feng didn't seem to feel any discomfort in this place. He was extremely relaxed, as if he was extremely compatible with this ancient dimension. What was going on? Even though he was an expert that specialized in body strengthening and had strong resistance to pressure, the ancient dimension's pressure wasn't simple. It also rejected foreign beings and was restricted by the laws of heaven and earth. Those with low cultivations might not even be able to move and be crushed to the ground. Everyone else also realized that Zhao Feng's situation was different. Even though Shi Yulei was an expert that specialized in body strengthening, he still felt that the air was extremely heavy and his body was suppressed. Now that everyone is here, listen to me. Our Dragon Jades are connected to the 9th Prince's pseudo-seal, so we'll be teleported together even though the order of entry is different. Old Ing started to speak faster. It was obvious that time was of the essence. The Dragon Jades and pseudo-Crown Prince seals can absorb a small amount of Draconic Providence in the air, but it's also because of this that the efficiency of us gathering Draconic Providence together will be very low. Old Ing picked up the Dragon Jade in his hand. The jade was dim. It was obvious that all the draconic providence nearby had been sucked dry. The ninth prince's pseudo-crown prince seal, which was originally bright and clear, only had a faint glow now. When the team members entered the imperial tombs, they used up an amount of luck equivalent to the pseudo-seal. Therefore, we have to split up, Old Ing said in a solemn tone. Everyone guessed that this would be the result. Everyone felt the importance of draconic providence after entering the imperial tombs. Without draconic providence to resist the pressure of the ancient dimension, they would be blocked, and their battle power would decrease. Under the pressure of the ancient dimension, they couldn't even fly. Only sacred lords would barely be able to fly. However, if they had enough draconic providence, they would be able to resist the pressure of the ancient dimension and fly in the air. We have 8 people, so we should split into 3 groups. Shinjizi, Zhao Feng, and I will each lead 1 or 2 people. Who do you want to follow? Old Ying's eyes scanned over everyone as he told them the plan. Su Qingling, Jing Kai, and Shi Yulei paused. They didn't think that Old Ing and Shinjizi would lead a group. Old Ing and Shinjizi were both experienced seniors. Old Ing specialized in tracking and avoiding danger, while Shinjizi could predict danger and fortune. Why was Zhao Feng the leader? Was it because he was a beast tamer and needed protection? I'll follow Old Ing. Jing Kai immediately stood next to Old Ing. After witnessing the fight for the spots, Jing Kai felt that his strength was only average amongst the members that were fighting. Old Ing had reached the quasi-sacred lord level and was very experienced. Safety was number 1 if he followed him, and he could learn other things. The others looked over and saw that the 9th prince was already standing next to Old Ing. This meant that Old Ying's group now had 3 people. I'll follow Shinjizi, Shi Yulei and Su Qingling said at the same time as they walked next to Shinjizi. I don't need a doctor, Zhao Feng immediately said. Right now, only Zhou Su was left in the group. Zhou Su was useless to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's body was very strong, and he had the water of wind lightning, the wood of wind lightning, and other healing true yuan. He also had the green water sky lotus, the 100 origin honey, and other healing sacred medicines. What did he need a doctor for? Anyone in the group was more useful to Zhao Feng than Zhou Su. You. Zhou Suer's face instantly puffed up as a layer of red appeared. Before entering the screen of light, she had seen Zhao Feng fight with the black-robed person, and she was confident in Zhao Feng's strength. Therefore, she felt that it was fine to partner with Zhao Feng. However, she didn't expect Zhao Feng to reject her so decisively. All of you can leave. I'm going to follow Zhao Feng today. Zhou Suer's bright voice sounded. Just because Zhao Feng didn't want a doctor. She had been rejected by Zhao Feng, so if she followed Zhao Feng's words, she would lose even more face. However, Zhou Suer didn't let Zhao Feng do what he wanted. She walked next to Zhao Feng and acted as if she was going to follow him. The others in the group looked at Zhao Feng and Zhou Suer and felt slightly embarrassed. Although they didn't have a good impression of Zhao Feng, they didn't like him. However, it wasn't suitable for a beast tamer and a doctor to be together since they had low battle power. The beasts in the imperial tombs all had ancient auras and draconic providence, so they were extremely fierce. Just as they were hesitating, Old Ing suddenly said, "If that's the case, then let's go. This is a map of the imperial tombs and information about the trial." Old Ing gave each of them a book. And let's go. Shinjizi gave a faint smile as he took the book and got ready to go. Shi Yulei, Su Qingling, and Jing Kai's expressions froze. Old Ing and Shinjizi, who were very experienced, seemed to agree. What was going on? Weren't Old Ing and Shinjizi worried that the beast tamer and doctor would die here? However, since the 2 seniors didn't have any objections, they didn't say anything. They took the book and memorized the information. Old Ing and Shinjizi each took 2 people and left. Before they left, the 9th prince looked at Zhao Feng. Brother Zhao, with how you dominated the divine illusion dimension back then, the imperial tombs shouldn't be hard. You can definitely protect Sister Su. Zhao Feng rolled his eyes and started to think. Old Ing and Shinjizi had probably discussed this a long time ago and decided to give the doctor to him first. Zhao Feng roughly understood after glancing over the information in the book. The doctor's usefulness would only be shown later on. Right now, he was just a burden. There was a lot of information in the book, including which areas had dangerous beasts and inheritances that hadn't been conquered before. However, right now, Zhao Feng needed to confirm his location. Zhao Feng's figure leapt up and landed on top of a nearby tree. Zhao Feng leapt up several yards and floated in the air. He opened his god's spiritual eye and looked at the situation within several dozen thousand miles. Zhao Feng even saw other figures around 10,000 miles away. Zhou Su looked at Zhao Feng, who was floating in the air, in a daze. "You can fly," Zhou Su said in shock. Her dragon jade hadn't absorbed any draconic providence yet, so it couldn't block the pressure. Even walking was tiring. On the other hand, Zhao Feng seemed to be in the same dimension as before. He jumped around and even floated in the air for a short while. How did Zhao Feng do this without any draconic providence? Zhao Feng didn't reply to Zhou Su. He waved his left hand, and an ancient Yao bird appeared and flew into the distance. This Yao bird was the Yao spirit that had helped Zhao Feng protect the ancient Dream Realm fruit in the ancient Dream Realm, and it was now a late-stage king. It was a Yao spirit from the ancient Dream Realm. After entering the imperial tombs, it wasn't affected by the laws of heaven and earth at all, and its flying speed was even faster. The ancient and desolate aura radiating from its body created a terrifying force. Everywhere it passed, the nearby flying beasts would scatter. Chapter 935. After confirming his current position and understanding the possible dangers in the surroundings, Zhao Feng descended. "We're currently at the edge of the imperial tombs, so it's less dangerous. The closest place is the inheritance of Sacred Lord Dark Sky." Zhao Feng combined the information from the map in his mind. Logically speaking, inheritances closer to the edge should be of a lower rank. However, their goal wasn't just the inheritance. There was also draconic providence. The inheritance contained the draconic providence of an imperial sacred lord. If they could completely conquer the inheritance, they would be able to obtain all the draconic providence of the person who set up the inheritance. However, what Zhao Feng wanted was the resources and items left behind by the imperial experts. "Let's go to Sacred Lord Dark Sky's inheritance first." After saying that, Zhao Feng started to walk forward quickly. Zhou Su still needed to remember the map in her mind and find the Dark Sky inheritance. "Hey, wait for me." Zhou Su was starting to regret it. Zhao Feng continued to fly forward without any problems. However, she felt as if she was going against the flow of a raging storm. The ancient and primitive aura around her kept bombarding her. She couldn't keep up with Zhao Feng at all. Hearing that, Zhao Feng turned around and looked. Zhou Su was the princess of the imperial family, so she definitely hadn't gone through much hardship during her cultivation. Adding on the fact that she was a doctor, her body was much weaker than normal emperors. Zhao Feng waved his left hand and released the green-spotted python. This was something that Zhao Feng had prepared a long time ago. He had placed the two living beings from the ancient dream realm into the misty spatial world. "Sit on it," Zhao Feng said. Zhou Su's expression changed. Although this green-spotted python only had the cultivation of a late-stage king, the fierce aura it radiated made even her heart jump. Although this python was too fierce, Zhou Su could only sit on it. Zhou Su could only sit on it. The instant she sat on the green-spotted python, Zhou Su suddenly felt the pressure around her decrease. She couldn't help but feel that it was extremely magical. The green-spotted python was extremely fast, so Zhou Su had an easy ride. It seemed that partnering with a beast tamer was not a bad idea. "Zhao Feng, do you have any other mounts? Give me another one." Zhou Su began to push her luck. The green-spotted python was extremely fast in this place, even faster than Zhao Feng, who was leaping on foot. Soon, the two of them entered the vast forest. Zhao Feng found that there were ordinary fruits on many trees here. Zhao Feng casually plucked a few and observed them with his left eye. He discovered that the effects of these fruits were far inferior to those of the dream realm. It only had about 1% of the effect of the dreamland fruit. Come, eat a few. Zhao Feng threw a few fruits to Zhou Su. Even though the fruit's effects weren't great and contained very little primordial aura, it was mottled and impure. However, it could still increase Zhou Su's resistance. At this moment, Zhou Su's jade pendant was shining brightly. He must have absorbed the draconic providence in the air as he walked. Zhao Feng, isn't our route a little off? Zhou Su wasn't someone who didn't want to think, so she immediately asked. That's right, it's a little off. Zhao Feng didn't deny it. Why? Zhou Su was puzzled. Why would they deviate from their destination for no reason? We're going to rob them. Zhao Feng revealed a wicked smile. Suddenly, 3 figures jumped out and met Zhao Feng and Zhou Su. Zhao Feng had a faint smile, but Zhou Su paused for a moment. These 3 were wary at first, but they let out a breath when they saw that it was Zhou Su and Zhao Feng. So, it's a member of the 9th Prince's team. The nervous expression of a middle-aged male wearing a yellow coat calmed down. The 6th Prince they supported was ranked 8th, the same as the 9th Prince. They were only scared of the members of the top 5 princes. Isn't this Grandmaster Beast Tamer Zhao Feng and your team's doctor? Why did the 9th Prince make you 2 team up? One of the younger geniuses walked in front of Zhao Feng and Zhou Su with a smug expression and a hint of greed in his eyes. The 6th Prince had no intention of becoming the Crown Prince, so his team members were all battle-type members. They only entered the imperial tombs to find inheritances and fortune. Therefore, all 3 of them were experts that specialized in fighting. When the yellow-clothed man heard his companion's words, he immediately understood what he meant. Hand over some treasures and the draconic providence in your dragon jades, and you can leave. The male in yellow roared. An elder in black immediately messaged his 2 partners. This Zhao Feng isn't easy to deal with, and Zhou Su was once an imperial princess. Let's go straight to the dark sky inheritance. The elder in black had entered the imperial tombs relatively late, so he had witnessed the fight between Zhao Feng and the black-robed person. He was slightly scared of Zhao Feng. However, the middle-aged male in yellow and the other youth revealed mocking smiles. No matter how strong Zhao Feng was, he was only a beast tamer, and Zhou Su was a grandmaster doctor. Her battle power was almost negligible. They were only extorting and didn't do anything else, so they didn't need to be scared of Zhou Su's background. Zhou Su glanced at Zhao Feng with resentment in her eyes. He knew there was danger, but he still came here. Although the other 3 were all emperors, their true strength was at least that of an unrivaled emperor. You're just an emperor, and you want to rob 3 emperors. However, Zhou Su became slightly more confident when she thought about how Zhao Feng might take out his spiritual pets. Hee, you're mistaken. I'm the robber. Hand over all your resources, including the dragon jades. Zhao Feng snickered coldly. Hearing Zhao Feng's words, the young prodigy and the yellow-clothed man paused. They then started to laugh. Haha. He was just a beast tamer, but he dared to say something like that? Rob the 3 of them? They had heard that Zhao Feng had extremely powerful pets. However, as long as they avoided the pets and controlled the master, the pets wouldn't be much of a threat. The expression of the old man in black changed, and his eyes were filled with anxiety. If you're not willing to hand over your treasures, then you can only waste the only chance to save your lives in the dragon jades. The young genius harumphed coldly. He was unhappy. Every piece of dragon jade contained a concealment formation that could help its members escape danger once. After using it, the user would be teleported to the prince. This meant that after Zhao Feng activated the hidden array in the dragon jade, he would be teleported to the 9th prince's side directly. Therefore, the death rate in the imperial tombs was relatively low. Even if a member was trapped in a dangerous place or an inheritance, they could use this method to teleport to the prince's side. But it could only be used once. Attack! The male in yellow's eyes were cold as a long saber with golden dragon patterns appeared in his hand. If they weren't willing to hand over their treasures, then he would force them to use the life-saving array in their dragon jades. The young genius instantly circulated his true yuan. The old man in black had no choice but to take action. He hoped that the three of them working together would be able to defeat Zhao Feng. The three emperors unleashed their full power. However, the magnificent power they formed was only 100 yards wide, and the undulations of True Yuan were extremely weak. Everyone's strength was suppressed by the imperial tombs. At the beginning, they could only use 1/20th of their battle power. Illusion Maze Domain. Zhao Feng punched out, and the minds of the three emperors shook as they fell into a misty ancient city. They lost control of their bodies and consciousness. At the same time, Zhao Feng's powerful physical attack made the three emperors spit out blood. Soul chains. A strong surge of eye intent started to form in Zhao Feng's left eye. A faint purple soul power appeared in his soul and merged into his left eye. Transparent crystalline chains of dark purple lightning passed through the soul dimension and wrapped around the bodies of the three martial monarchs. 1. The three emperors' souls couldn't move under the restraints of the soul chains. Don't. The old man in black still had a sliver of resistance and was about to use a secret technique. The power of God Tribulation lightning instantly appeared on the purple chains of lightning. The three emperors howled as they slowly lost consciousness. Plop. The three emperors fell to the ground at the same time. Zhao Feng's soul intent had reached the level of a sacred lord. When he used a secret technique, he could even injure sacred lords. The three emperors could only use a portion of their strength due to the suppression of the imperial tombs. Therefore, they couldn't fight back at all against Zhao Feng's secret technique. Zhou Su was dazed as she sat on the green-spotted python. She originally thought that Zhao Feng would let out his pets to fight. She didn't expect that he would be able to defeat three peerless emperors with just one punch and one glance. No wonder Old Ing and the Ninth Prince made Zhao Feng their leader. Not only was Zhao Feng a grandmaster beast tamer, his personal strength was also unbelievably strong. Zhou Su became even more certain after seeing the fight between Zhao Feng and the black-robed person. Zhao Feng's true strength was at least on par with the black-robed person. Zhao Feng didn't kill them, he only made them lose consciousness. Zhao Feng then walked forward and started to search through their interspatial dimensions. The three of them were peerless experts from big forces, so they obviously had many treasures. What do you want their dragon jades for? Zhou Su couldn't help but be curious when she saw Zhao Feng take their dragon jades as well. The concealment array on the dragon jades could only teleport one to a prince. This meant that if Zhao Feng activated the array, he would only be teleported to the sixth prince. One dragon jade might not be able to store enough draconic providence. Zhao Feng replied. There was a limit to how much draconic providence a dragon jade could store. But throughout history, very few people had reached the storage limit of the dragon jade. This was because one had to continuously use draconic providence to counteract the spatial pressure in the ancient dimension, and a large amount of draconic providence would be wasted in battle in order to unleash more battle power. Also, the sixth prince can be robbed as well. Zhao Feng thought for a moment and said, although Zhao Feng's first sentence was arrogant, it made sense. However, this sentence almost made Zhou Su fall off the green-spotted python. You want to rob a prince? Zhou Su asked in disbelief. One had to know that the princes would definitely be protected by the strongest members of their group. Furthermore, the princes could use draconic providence to increase their strength. Not at the moment. Compared to draconic providence, Zhao Feng cared more about resources. The resources within the inheritance of a sacred lord were definitely more abundant than the resources of a normal emperor. Furthermore, the sacred lords buried here were all imperials. The duo quickly left after taking everything. A while later, the three emperors stood up from the ground with difficulty. What's going on? How is he so strong? The young geniuses were stunned. He defeated the three of us with just one punch and one soul technique? The male in yellow couldn't believe it. Such a strong Grandmaster Beast Tamer was terrifying. Didn't you notice? Zhao Feng's soul attacks are extremely strong and aren't suppressed by the imperial tombs at all. The elder in black took a deep breath. The other two were instantly dazed. How was this possible? However, thinking back, what the elder in black said was true. Zhao Feng's sole intent wasn't suppressed by the imperial tombs, and he defeated them with absolute superiority. Chapter 936. Zhao Feng, this ancient dimension doesn't suppress you? Zhou Su was already suspicious, and she was even more certain after the battle just now. She had once felt Zhao Feng's sole intent in the St. Herb Pavilion, and it was almost the same as before. It suppressed to a certain extent. Zhao Feng said, "No matter what, the imperial tombs were a broken dimension left behind by the ancient era. Even though Zhao Feng had the ancient aura, he wasn't an ancient life form. It was just that his resistance to this place was extremely strong. Zhao Feng could only use half of his strength in the laws of heaven and earth of the imperial tombs. The other emperors that had just entered could only use 1/20th of their battle power at the start. They needed some time to adapt to this ancient heaven and earth, and their strength would only become stronger. The higher one's cultivation was, the faster they would adapt. Therefore, Zhao Feng was almost invincible in the imperial tombs. We're here. The Dark Heaven Inheritance. Zhao Feng and Zhou Su stopped in their tracks. There was a stone staircase not far away, and there were traces of people from a long time ago. The draconic providence in the air suddenly became denser when it reached this place. The dragon jade's suction force on the draconic providence instantly became stronger. The Dark Heaven Inheritance. This was an inheritance that had been discovered a long time ago. Although it was a low-tier inheritance, no one had conquered it until now. Zhao Feng and Zhou Su directly entered. Zhou Su could now easily walk through this place. The fruit in the imperial tombs and the ancient aura of the green-spotted python allowed Zhou Su to have a certain resistance to this place. This allowed Zhou Su to develop a certain resistance to this place in a very short period of time. Zhao Feng knew that everything around him was a mix of illusion and reality. The two of them were in the little world inheritance that the sacred leader had set up before his death. The two of them were in the little world inheritance that the sacred leader had set up before his death. Everything in front of them became bright and dark. Zhao Feng and Zhou Su arrived in a dark dimension. There were 4 giant statues in the dimension that suddenly opened their eyes and released the aura of an emperor. This is only the beginning, and I have to face 4 martial monarchs. There seems to be a special formation on the ground. Zhao Feng looked around with his left eye and saw through everything. For emperor-level stone statues were indeed difficult for the experts who had just entered and could only use 1/20th of their strength. No wonder Old Ing had given him a map. There were more inheritances at the edge of the imperial tombs, and the closer to the center, the fewer inheritances there were. Firstly, the inheritances that were closer to the center were of a higher level, so they were much rarer. Secondly, when the members got closer to the center, they would slowly adapt to the environment, and they would be able to display greater strength. In fact, if they worked together with other teams, it would be easier for them to conquer the inheritance. Zhao Feng, this inheritance still has some difficulty. Are you confident that you can pass it? Zhou Su was confused. She still did not know much about Zhao Feng's true strength. Passed? I don't have much confidence. Zhao Feng was right. Zhou Su nodded. It was indeed difficult to do it alone. If she could help, she might be able to succeed. But what Zhao Feng said next made her fall into a daze again. But I'm confident that I can destroy it. Excitement flashed through Zhao Feng's eyes. Boom, boom, boom. The 4 stone statues walked over in a weird manner, and the ground started to tremble. Zhao Feng flew into the air. It's time to try out my little world. Zhao Feng smiled. Zhao Feng instantly circulated his intent, and a terrifying power spread through heaven and earth, causing the air nearby to become chaotic. Boom. A dark space where wind and lightning wreaked havoc began to appear in the void. One had to know that the little world of a sacred lord wasn't a true dimension. If another little world appeared, it would be impossible for it to exist. The two sides would definitely try to fight for territory in the air. Boom, boom. Explosions sounded in the air, and the ground started to crack. Zhao Feng's little world was formed in the ancient dream realm. To a certain degree, It could be considered a product of the ancient dream realm. Therefore, the little world of wind lightning wasn't suppressed in the imperial tombs. 1. Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body and furiously transferred the wind lightning true yuan within the crystal core dimension into his little world. The power of the two little worlds started to clash in the air. Sacred lightning dominating fist. Zhao Feng flew into the air and unleashed several giant fists of golden lightning toward the little world. Under the combined attacks of Zhao Feng's little world of wind lightning and his lightning fist, a giant crack appeared in the air and started to spread. Boom, boom, boom. The dark little world instantly shattered, and a powerful storm of sacred power swept across the ground. However, Zhao Feng's little world instantly overlapped with the air and controlled the laws of intense. All the damage from the explosion was blocked outside of Zhao Feng's little world. The power isn't bad. Zhao Feng was very satisfied. Sacred Lord Dark Sky's little world had been around for too long, and its foundation was extremely weak. Without intent to control it, it was like a dead object. However, even then, it was still a little world created by a sacred lord for almost 10,000 years, and it was much more stable than the little world of a normal sacred lord. Zhou Su stood dazedly within Zhao Feng's little world. Wind blew across heaven and earth, thunder boomed, and lightning flashed on the ground. This was Zhao Feng's little world? Because of Zhao Feng's intent, she wasn't affected by the little world. However, Zhou Su could clearly feel how terrifying Zhao Feng's little world was. This definitely wasn't a little world that a normal emperor should have. Above the Dark Sky Inheritance, 11th Prince, were about to reach the Dark Sky Inheritance. An elder in gray had an excited expression. Sure, it'll be up to you then. The 11th Prince, who was wearing golden robes, sped up. 11th Prince, don't worry. This is the experience of the seniors of the Heaven Azura sect from the last Crown Prince trial. The Heaven Azura sect has already researched this inheritance, and I'm 80% confident that I can break through it. The elder in gray had a proud expression. There was also a quasi-sacred lord expert with him. The 11th Prince was ranked second to last in terms of overall strength. He had no intention of fighting for the position of Crown Prince. He just wanted to follow the other members and search for inheritances in the outer edges. 11th Prince, we're here. The elder in gray's eyes were filled with joy. The Dark Sky Inheritance was still here, and it hadn't been broken through. However, suddenly, boom, boom. The entire ground cracked apart as a terrifying Saint Energy Soul storm exploded with a domineering aura of the heavens and earth. Following that, a terrifying power of lightning flashed out. What a terrifying aura! The elder in gray screamed. Even the Dark Sky's Sacred Lord's little world inheritance has been shattered. There must be a Sacred Lord level expert down there. The quasi-Sacred Lord expert following the 11th Prince was stunned. He took the 11th Prince and retreated. One had to know that almost all the princes that had a Sacred Lord level expert were in the top 5. Furthermore, everyone's strength was restricted the moment they entered, and even Sacred Lords were suppressed. Even in this situation, they were still able to unleash such power and shatter the little world inheritance. Just how strong was that person? At this moment in time, within the Great Gone Imperial Palace, the stone plate covered in weird runes was still floating in the sky, and a weird undulation of energy was radiating from it. Around the stone plate were 10 enormous white screens. The 10 princes were at the center of the screens. The 4th prince has already found a high-tier inheritance. In the clouds, an expert cried out in alarm. According to the scenery on the screens, this inheritance was at least the place where a late-stage mystic light realm cultivator had died. Very good, the black-robed person didn't go with Chen, or went straight to the inheritance that I mentioned. A powerful male within the 13th prince's hall had a faint smile on his face. The 6th prince ran into a beast horde when he was wandering around. Many experts laughed in their hearts. The Crown Prince trial had been around since the beginning of the Great Gone Lord dynasty until now. The Crown Prince trial was slowly being controlled by the Grand Imperial Hall, and rumors said that the upper echelon members of the Grand Imperial Hall could even affect the imperial tombs from the outside world. The pseudo-crown prince seal had been modified by the Imperials and could communicate with the outside world. Therefore, everything within a certain range of the pseudo-crown prince seal could be seen in the outside world. However, the images were blurry. To a certain extent, giving the pseudo-crown prince seal this ability was to protect the prince's safety. It also allowed the forces and families waiting in the outside world to understand what was going on in the imperial tombs. The 11th prince has also found an inheritance. Someone roared. Everyone immediately looked over. However, the 11th prince's screen suddenly exploded. The place of succession suddenly exploded as countless violent gusts of chi invaded the surroundings, causing the scene to become even more blurry. The 11th prince and 2 other members immediately escaped. The experts in the clouds around the hall all took in a deep breath. What strength! They destroyed the little world of a sacred lord's inheritance. Which sacred lord was it? Could the little world have run out of energy? Impossible! They're obviously 2 different powers. I can see lightning. How savage! They destroyed the little world's test and stole the inheritance and draconic providence. This kind of strength can only belong to Sacred Lord 10,000 Lightning of Sky Suspension Palace. Everyone exclaimed. From the images, everyone had a certain understanding of the imperial tombs. The ancient dimension's pressure was extremely strong, and one's strength would be greatly suppressed the moment they entered. Under such circumstances, that mysterious expert was still able to destroy the little world of a sacred lord's inheritance. Unfortunately, the 11th prince ran away in a hurry and didn't see who it was. After Sacred Lord Dark Sky's little world was destroyed, below them, a mausoleum appeared before their eyes. The dragon jades on Zhao Feng and Zhou Su instantly started to absorb all the draconic providence nearby. At the same time, Zhao Feng started to search through the items left behind by Sacred Lord Dark Sky. The interspatial dimension of an imperial Sacred Lord is indeed different. Zhao Feng's consciousness entered Sacred Lord Dark Sky's interspatial ring and revealed a smile. There's even a rare grass from the ancient era. Zhao Feng revealed a joyful expression. Although this was a dimension left behind from the ancient era, it was still the same as the outside world. Most of the plants here were normal. After millions of years of exploration by the princes, there were very few spiritual grasses here. They only existed in some forbidden grounds. Let's go to the next inheritance. Zhao Feng immediately said after they finished searching. Zhou Su paused. She felt that everything she had experienced was completely different from what she had imagined. There were no dangers or difficulties. She didn't even need to do anything. Zhao Feng could easily take care of everything. They arrived at the ground. Zhao Feng suddenly jumped onto a tree and flew into the air as a surge of eye bloodline power spread out from his left eye. A flying beast in the air was enslaved by Zhao Feng. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.